gamers, and welcome to episode 477 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for November 30th, 2024. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's going on this week, Dominic?
It's been all right, man. You know, the holidays happen, Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I enjoyed mine. Had some time with my I spent this time with my half sister. So it was all right. Yeah, you know, I'm looking at this Harry Potter Quidditch game up here on YouTube, and he's playing as Slytherin, so it is the schools. I don't know if they have it where you could play like a league, like the big league or something, like a major league Quidditch stuff.
Because we do see some of that in the movies, right? Don't we see like
yeah, exactly,
professionals?
That I forgot that dude name that that girl liked. She liked him. He was on that team.
Yeah.
And also he's playing as Slytherin, and he's playing against Gryffindor. You see, like, they got the real players' names and stuff like that. All I can tell the person whoever's playing this game, I don't like them because they picked the bad team. So that means they must feel that way. But nah. I'm just looking at it. It looks okay. I don't know, like, how it is. I mean, I know reviews weren't great, but I don't know. It's something I would like. I'm not sure. I just hope it comes on Game Pass on PlayStation Plus or something, and I can try it out. All right.
I think it might have launched on PlayStation Plus.
That's right, it did.
I think it is available on there already.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, I'm still not going to play it. All right.
Just going to pretend like it did.
I want an excuse. All right. I was joking. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I might try it. If there's a hook, that's all I need. Like sports games.
Yeah.
If there's a hook, it can get me into it. Stuff, because like even the sports I like with baseball, and because it got the seasons and stuff like that, and or I'd be like, yeah, I want to be a season. I want to help this guy or my player, and I'd be like, well, my player in basketball or baseball, like I say, hey, I want to in baseball, like I want to break the home run record, so I'm gonna play all these seasons to break that, or the hitting record, or all that stuff, or pitching. Well, the records can't really be broken because the freaking old baseball, those guys just played a lot of games and they didn't throw the ball as hard as they do now. So it's impossible for me to win
32-mile-an-hour fastball, Dominic.
I can't freaking win 100 games in a season or something like that. What was I about to say? But yeah, in basketball they have that too. Madden used to do that. Maybe they do. I don't think they do it to an extent like it used to. Maybe it does now. I haven't played the latest one, or the latest few. And I know NCAA used to be that big. I haven't played the latest NCAA, of course, but that was better, like as far as individual stats of things, because they go by the team and the whole league, and it was cool. It was cool how they say, oh, he broke this record, and then they celebrate and stuff like that. Baseball does that too with the hitting and stuff like that. But there's more it could do, because it don't do individual team records. Like, they don't do that, which it's like it's been so long now. It's no excuse for them not to do that. And hell, they don't. I don't think they do. It's probably some other records they don't do. I just can't think of it right now. But yeah, as long as this game will have a hook of something that I can just attach to, then it'll be fine. I don't have to be perfect. Of course, it has to play well. Play well that too.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me get it all started. We'll stay with sports. So my Commanders lost to one of the worst teams in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys, who are on their second string quarterback. They had a lot of people hurt around their team, And they were already doing bad when they didn't have people hurt. So it's like, this was our chance to like, hey, let's kick them while they down. They do it to us a lot. I mean, there has been times that we have upset them, though, when we definitely weren't supposed to win. But I was like, nah, man, we gotta do this. This is our chance, because we are looking to like get to the playoffs, and we're looking like to be one of the top teams. And oh my God, that game started horribly. It was like a horrible. I mean, they weren't scoring, but hey, they're the bad team, so it's like, who cares? But we weren't doing shit either, and it was like, why are we not scoring? Why are we not blowing this team out? And they just hung around. Cowboys had the lead. I think it was like 9-10 or something. It was, or 9-6. I forget what it was. It was something 9-7. It was something. It was ridiculous. Like, nobody scored a lot until like the fourth quarter, and until the end of the game went crazy. Like, we threw I forgot how many yards it was. Like, we were down. We had to get a touchdown, man. Like, just stay in it, and we got a touchdown. We got a touchdown to that to give us, to let us only be down by 1 point, and the extra point would let's tie it. He missed it, and I was like, oh my God. So then the Cowboys got the ball back. I believe, they scored a touchdown, and then I want to say, was that the special team one? See, I can't remember, because I try to forget. I mean, it was just so crazy. I can't remember all the freaking plays, man. But anyway, I know the Cowboys got it. They scored a touchdown, and got the extra point. So they're up by 8. While we got the ball back, and then we scored a touchdown, and we I think what something happened. Or did we kick the field? No. What did we do? I know we scored again. I know we had a chance to win again. And then when we did a kickoff, we tried to do an onside kick, and they ran that back for a touchdown. And that was pretty much it. Like, it was just, I think we still had a chance. And we did a Hail Mary. It wasn't going to work this time. Cowboys like, nah, we're not going to let that. We ain't going to make no mistakes like the Bears did. We ain't going to be stupid. And they won. So it was ridiculous that we should not have lost this team. And man, like, people are like already just giving up. It's just, this team is horrible and stuff like that. That's like, God damn. It's like, yo, we are 7-5 now. I mean, this is still a whole lot better than last year. And I mean, it's like, it's not over. I mean, it's disappointing. It's disappointing, yes, because you actually thought at this point, as going through the season, you thought we'd be better than what we are. We haven't played good football in these last weeks, and then we lose to a horrible team. See, we had an excuse to lose against Steelers and Eagles. Those are really good teams, and they have good defenses. We didn't play against a team that sucked, basically. So there was no excuse. And we lost. I did not expect us to lose. And it sucks, but it's whatever. I mean, I don't know. I'm not one of playing like, like people were like, this team is like, they were frauds or something. No, something happened. Something happened some weeks ago that really changed, and they gotta play better. They gotta play better. But the outlook of this team is still good for me, because like, hell, I had us probably winning. I don't know how many games that I had us winning. Maybe 6. So they already beat that, because they won 7. And now I like this. I actually like that I'm angry about them losing, because it's like that I expect them to win. See, while other years, it's more a surprise. It's like, we were supposed to lose. You know, it was like we lose. Hey, we were supposed to lose. So what the hell? I didn't expect us to do shit anyway. This time, now I got to the point, like, now we're at the point where we can actually be mad at losses and having like feelings and stuff about the team. So yeah, I mean, it's still fun. Like, it's still fun watching it. Watching the season. Overall, so Thanksgiving happened. So the Cowboys did play again, and they beat the Giants. I mean, the Giants are horrible too. So it was just two bad teams playing against each other, and they were awful. They were like, I showed you the meme of the Simpsons meme of like Bart and Lisa when they were trying to hit each other, closing their eyes. Like, that's basically like the offense is just. Because I really, in reality, like, if you're a fan of either team, you don't want to win because you want a good draft pick. So it's like the Cowboys just won 2 in a row. It's like, wow, they definitely get number 1. It doesn't matter. I mean, just because you got number 1 doesn't mean you have a great draft pick or whatever,
Yeah.
And plus the way the Cowboys been drafting, it's been a lot of misses. As the fans would say. But anyway, the first game was good. The Bears had a chance, but their coach became dumb at the end and then called timeout. It was like, wow, it was just, they couldn't get a play. I mean, they can't even win a real play. And even the players were even saying, like, they don't know what happened. Like, they say, one guy's like, I thought we was going to go timeout. And said there was no communication from the sidelines. And as a result of that, the coach was fired. And this was the first time, I think, in the Bears history that they fired a coach in the middle of the season. They've never done that. And, I mean, people were asking for him to get fired for a while. Some people thought he shouldn't even been the coach for this season. Should have been fired during the offseason. But, it's... So Bears fans are at least a little happy. Like, the only good thing is that, hey, they finally fired the coach so that we can move on. But yeah, that was bad. It was bad how they lost, man, because they had a chance to upset the top team in the NFC, the Lions, which, too bad. What else? I didn't watch the late game because that's what I was kind of come home and I was tired. That tryptophan really got to me, and I just went to sleep. So I didn't watch the game. I don't remember who played. I know who played Friday. It was Kansas City and Raiders, and apparently I didn't watch the game. I have not only watched one Kansas City game, and that was the Ravens game. That was the first game of the season. Yeah. That was the first game of the season. Ravens versus Kansas City, and the Ravens lost. I didn't watch any other one because I said I'm not watching this team because, I mean, I have no rooting. I mean, yes, I'm most likely going to root against them, but then I don't want to keep seeing Taylor Swift. Like, I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
And I don't. And plus, I'm like, they're most likely going to win. So I'm not doing that to myself of like, rooting for them to lose and then they beat close games and win. Because they have done that the whole season too. And that's the thing. That's the funny thing. I didn't think it was going to actually be like that for majority of the games, that they have a lot of close games and then they win because of maybe refs. I don't know. But I mean, every time I see the internet is always saying something about refs helping the team out. So I say, like, I'm not gonna go through that, like, being angry over that team. I'm just not gonna watch them. I'm not gonna watch them to the playoffs, and then I'll see because right now I'm just gonna say they're gonna I say they're gonna win the Super Bowl. I mean, some people say like, oh, now this year they're gonna finally lose, but I said, man, y'all said that last year, and I said that last year, and they didn't. So they won, and Raiders had a chance. Raiders had a chance to beat them, and that's the thing. It's like, oh man, game is close. Raiders got a chance, man. That means they're gonna win somehow, and yeah, they did. I don't know what happened, like how they won or anything. Cause I ain't look at no replay. I just saw the score, and I just saw how people were saying, "Wow, how does this team keep winning close games and stuff like that?" And some people say, "Oh, it's the refs. It's in the script." But anyway. I guess that's it. Darn, I'm trying to think who was up. Oh, the late game was
the
Green
Packers
Bay
and Dolphins, right?
Dolphins, yeah. Who won?
Packers.
Okay.
30-17.
What was the score?
30-17.
Oh, darn. That I mean, I don't know. I don't know when they scored, so I don't know. It could have been a decent game until a certain point. So my team is playing the Titans, who was not a good team, but neither were the Cowboys. So now I'm so this is a game like I'm gonna watch because I really thought was like, oh, we're only gonna probably lose 2 games, like the rest of the games. I said okay, like I was thinking like maybe 2 games at the most. I was like we can really do great. Now we lost Cowboys, man. I'm like, man, I hope we just maybe upset one of those games that I thought we was gonna lose. That can be upset. But what else? Well, I guess it's not really an upset with them, but still, I just hope they get those wins. Anything else? Basketball. I know I've been watching some college basketball a lot. I was looking at the Maui tournament that was happening. There were some good games there, man. I forgot who actually won the whole thing. I know it wasn't Memphis. I know they had lost in the semifinals. I forgot to who. I want to say Auburn, but I don't remember. I know there were some upsets though, because Memphis was doing upsets. And I know they beat what was it? Was it Gonzaga that they beat? And yeah, I mean that was pretty cool watching that. I know Maryland won. They didn't play anybody though. Maryland played Bucknell. They blew the hell out of them. The women's South Carolina got upset. They finally lost the regular season games. It's been a while. I wouldn't call it upset because the team they lost against was also a top team. I want to say, was it UCLA? They're one of the top teams, and now they're probably number 1 now. But South Carolina hasn't like really lost a regular season game in a while. So yeah, I mean that was interesting. Anything else happening? The Wizards still suck. I know that. Only won 2 games. So they're doing their job. They're doing their job, trying to get those draft picks, trying to get some high drafts out there. And there would definitely be sellers when the trades be happening, like trade deadline be happening. Yeah, so I guess that's it. Anything? What's going on in wrestling?
Wrestling is mostly the same after talking about last week, CM Punk joining the old Bloodline team, going into Survivor Series War Games this weekend. It's actually tonight when we're recording this. So I'll really have more to say next week.
Okay. Oh, yeah, and I totally forgot. So Major League Baseball. I didn't say no awards last week, did I?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about
Cy Young, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
We talked a little bit about some of that.
Did I say MVP, though?
I don't think so. I don't think MVP was announced yet. Who was it?
It was what we
Shuehei
thought would
Yoshida.
be. Shohei Ohtani and Judge.
Oh, okay.
So
I think you did then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I just said those are the ones I just heard of. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I think I said that, and I couldn't remember one of the Cy Young winners, and then I remembered. Oh yeah, Rookie of the Year. No Oriole won. Rookie of the Year went to Luis Gil. He was the pitcher for the Yankees. And National League Rookie of the Year was Paul Skeens for the Pirates. Yeah, he's an awesome pitcher. He had a 1.96 ERA. Are you fucking kidding me? The American League Manager of the Year was Stephen Voigt, or Vault. I don't know. So Voigt, I'm always used to an I. This doesn't have an I in it.
Yeah. John Voigt.
Yeah. For Cleveland. And then you got the Brewers manager, was the manager of the year for National League. And let me see, you got some Gold Gloves. Let's see, is any Orioles in here for Gold Gloves? Damn, no Orioles. Well, actually, it shouldn't be. It honestly shouldn't be. For National League, any Washington Nationals? Nope. Silver Sluggers. Oh, we got Oreo, Anthony Santander.
Oh, okay.
I want to say still free agent because I don't know who's been picked up yet.
Yeah.
For free agency. And what we got? Outstanding DH, of course, Shohei Ohtani. They call it the Edgar Martinez outstanding DH. Yes, I remember Edgar Martinez, the Seattle Mariners. Mariners had a lot of players, man. They couldn't get goddamn one World Series. What we got? Comeback players. Chris Sale, they consider him a comeback? I guess so. I mean, like I said, he was great. But Darren, I didn't think he sucked. I mean, not that he sucked, but was it injured? He got injured last year. I just thought like Boston just wasn't good, but he was still good. Yeah. So he won comeback player of the year, and Garrett Crockett from the Sox. Yeah, he's good pitcher. He won comeback player of the year, even though his team was horrible. Relievers of the year, you got Emmanuel Clase from the Guardians. I'm trying to remember their name. The Guardians, and Ryan Hesley from St. Louis. I know Emmanuel, man. Because goddamn, man, he's just unhittable. It's like you don't want to see, like if he's coming in for a save, it's like god damn it. It's like I just hope one of those balls get a home run. Like if you're only down by one or something, I hope like you just get lucky when you get a home run. Because then if you need multiple hits, I'm like god damn it, I don't know if you're gonna get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, those are all the main awards, really. So yeah, the Orioles, yeah, not like last year. This year, yeah, not much. Just Anthony Santander. So yeah, at least he got it, but he might not get that trophy on our team though. He might be getting on another team when they can usually give those trophies, as like a ceremony on the following season.
Mm-hmm.
And thing is, he might not be on our team because he's a free agent, and I don't know if the Orioles is going to sign him again. I mean, I would like it to, but then again, there's other things we need. Like, we honestly don't need him. Now, if we could get him and still get stuff we need, yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah. But like, yeah, you don't need him. What we need is we need an ace. We do need other bats, but there's some better bats out there. Like if he's the best available, then yeah, go ahead and fucking get him again then. Mm-hmm. But if you can get somebody else, that'd be awesome. Oh my god, I would wish they would have the money to get what's his name for the Yankees? What's his name? Juan Soto.
Oh.
Well, former Nat. He was a Nat. Mm-hmm. Man, Nats. God, see, that's a team. I don't know what those owners were doing. You won the World Series, and then you just got rid of everybody. Like it's like what the fuck?
Yeah. Like
you went Miami Marlins on us. Well, on them really. I mean, I'm not my team, but I root for them for National League. Yeah, it's like why the hell you do that? And then they all great. Like they had Trey Turner, Juan Soto. You what's his name? Rodon. Like Rodon was the one we knew that they weren't gonna probably keep, but you had these young guys, and man, like you could have kept it. Like yes, fine, you lose. Like you're gonna have some. Like, maybe you'll have a losing season because like. Some guys are gone, and maybe some guys will get older, like they were coming in a year. But at least you say, "Hey, I got these young guys to build off of," and then just build all around them. I mean, that's some teams do. It's like they don't just get rid of all their best players. It's like, okay, we just got to just get some guys to go with these guys. These guys are still young. Like you don't have to pay them big contracts yet. I don't know. All right, whatever. Okay, let's get to what we've been watching. So, have you finished watching Arcane and Penguin, Dan?
Yes, I have.
All right, so what do you want to start off with?
Let's start with Arcane, because I think that one hit maybe slightly less. I will say, though, like, coming in with maybe lower expectations, because everybody was kind of saying, the ending was a bit rushed, and I agree. I mean, absolutely, I could go for more of this show. I think they could have expanded on quite a few of the characters that didn't really get a lot of screen time in this season. I'm coming out of it pretty positive. I enjoyed the time with it. It's unfortunate that it's over. I would have liked another season if I didn't have to wait like 5 more years to see it. But all in all, I am glad that I spent the time to watch this.
Okay, yeah. I mean, no. Overall, I liked it. Like, I think I liked the first season more so than this one.
Yeah. I agree.
But no, I do. I say I think I do. I do like the first season more than this one. But yeah. Let's look. Like, it's not bad. I don't think it's bad. Like, I know some people probably really are saying it's bad. I mean, no, it's their right. I understand it. I understand why. But yeah, I just think it's rushed. I just think that there's some things that it could have felt like it could have felt better if they were able to expand on certain stories. Like, I wanted them to expand more on the what's the black mother and the black girl, the whole rose. I don't know. Maybe there was more in the first season that I missed, because I just didn't know enough about that I was like, man, I said I want to know more about these people.
Yeah.
The Rose and whatever the hell and shit. And like, what did she do? Like I wanted more about that story.
Yeah, because I feel like I got to go back to that first season, because now that you mention it, I do recall there being some talk of that stuff, because when it was reintroduced in this season, I was definitely like, this feels like it's kind of coming out of left field, the way it's so integral into the ending.
Yeah, but thing is, I mean, I remember. I think in that I was thinking I was going to learn more in this season about that.
Right. Yeah.
Because I felt like, that story mostly dealt with, Powder / Jinx and Big Hands. But yeah, it and also the whole it was another thing. I can't remember. Oh yeah, that girl. Like, she's traded on her. The
redheaded girl.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it should have been more. Like, I wasn't really feeling. I mean, like, her with her. Like, it was quick. It felt too quick.
Yeah.
Like, it was feel like, oh no, it's betrayal. Like, it wasn't long enough to me to feel like, oh, she betrayed her. It's like, I barely knew her, and I didn't really. And
you barely saw that relationship at all. It was, it was just kind of like, it seemed like kind of a rebound thing off of her, separating.
I mean, we
know,
we all kind of figured it was a rebound, but it should have been. But it just went by so quick that it wasn't. It wasn't enough to even. It's one thing like to say she's a rebound, but I didn't dislike her. You know what I mean?
No, I'm not using that as an excuse for why it made sense.
They could have made it more. Yeah, they could have made her more likable. Like, at least to be that. Like, oh shit, she's that. It's like, I was just thinking, like, I was just, because I was afraid for her for how she'll be hurt when she gets back with that. What's her name, man? What's the girl with the boxing hands?
Vi.
Once she get with Vi, like, but I didn't know her enough to care.
Yeah, no.
That she did. Like, even she was like her, I was like, I don't know you. I'm like, I don't know you. I don't care about your feelings because I don't know you enough. It's just things were sped up. I mean, the best episode, like a lot of people said, was 7 with the whole going to the alternate timeline. Mm-hmm. And seeing like Powder, if she grew up, like if things went different.
Yeah.
With the whole them stealing that stuff, whatever.
And that's when you finally see Echo kind of like really reintroduced into the season too.
Yeah,
after thinking he would have been a bigger character.
They really did. Yeah, it's like he was a big character, but he just wasn't given the time to be one.
Yeah, which is even crazier because by the end of it, he is integral in what happens. But yeah, they show him in like one of the first episodes of the first set of things, just, you know, him hanging out with that cat dude or whatever. And then next thing you know, he's like doing all this other stuff. And it's like, what happened here?
Yeah. I was like, man, they really, yeah. Cause it was a lot of things left on the table.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff left on the table that I feel like they could expand it on. Like that, like overall, the series was great. And for them to say that this was always the plan, like this wasn't Netflix, them rushing them or nothing. This was the plan. I'm thinking like, why? like why? I mean, why? Who would choose to rush it like this? Like what? Like I can't believe that. I can't believe that was the plan. Then I have to say, like, I'm a little disappointed. Like you start off hot, and it just all it does is tell me that, man, I don't care about you doing another season. Honestly, I mean, I don't not that I don't want you to. I'm just saying I care a little less. Like I'm like, because I don't think you're going to finish strong.
Yeah,
because you just showed me that you can't finish. There's some people who say like, oh, they don't feel like it was rushed at all and blah blah blah. But then again, like I said, those same people probably they probably thought Mario was a great movie. So I don't care what their opinions are.
It's really like, just that they have so many characters that are kind of intertwined here, and it's like we talked about with Echo. You see them so briefly. Like I think about it more, and like Jace, he's so integral to the story. Yet you don't really see him that much in this season.
No.
So like you have all these characters returning kind of at the very end of it, and you're like, well, what have they been doing this whole time? What's going on with them? You could have expanded on their stories, and it just feels like there could have been more. Now, would I have wanted them to like have this long drawn out thing? No. But I think they did a good job with both of the first like sets of episodes, showing that they can kind of end with some action and some things going on and kind of a cliffhanger to want you to keep going back into it. So like they understand the story structure with the way they're releasing these things. So they could have found a big event to end the second season on, and then, you know, gone, because like even the Victor stuff, like it just felt so much like all of a sudden there's just this weird utopia, and like was I just not paying attention, or did that just come out of nowhere?
That destroyed. Yeah, that get destroyed quick.
Yeah,
like it was all like bam. I'm saving all the people from the under city. I don't know, like, and all the people who were sick and stuff, and then bam, destroyed. It's like, oh, okay. And like, oh, they just found out that their like father figure guy is a monster.
Yeah, Vander. Yeah.
And bam, he's evil. It'd be like he's wild. Of course, he's wild initially. Then it's like, oh, now he kind of sees them as they are, and then bam, he's back to being wild again. like no time between it. See, and now am I saying like, I mean, maybe it should like is either be more episodes, or some stuff probably should have been cut. Like, and I mean like, there was probably too many little storylines you had going on. If you was only going to do 18 episodes total, maybe something like one of those stories should have been like either like some way to tell it in a way that it doesn't feel rushed, or maybe just cut all together. Or something been changed, because it's just not enough to tell. If that's your plan, you gotta have enough time to tell without making it feel like we could just go through it. Like where people can really grow some attachment to it. Some of these characters, or does it feel like, or people do grow attached to characters, but does it feel like you just kind of just threw it away or something? Like you didn't just like. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Because it's because it's like it's just certain situations like okay, like when Jace came back and then he killed Victor or something like that. It felt like it should have been some more time in between that where Victor had this utopia, so that when Jace did come and did what he did, it would be more like emotionally threatening. It's like, what the hell? So what's he doing? But just like I didn't know enough about the utopia though, to really grow an attachment to say like, hey, this is a good thing or this is a bad thing. I didn't get enough time to really feel about it.
Yeah, the timeline from Victor becoming this like crippled scientist to godly creature is just like 0 to 60. It feels like.
Yeah. I mean, even between that, it's just it sucks too, man. Because like okay, it's not bad, but just the disappointment that this is what I waited for, and it seems like y'all didn't. Y'all went into a different direction than what not the direction of like where the story, like how the story goes and like telling is fine, just the way it's told, it's just I don't like why.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I think it speaks volumes about, for me at least, the way I feel about this show, because really I want more of it. Like it's so good that I wanted more. I'm not even thinking off the top of my head like a lot of stuff that I would want cut to make it make more sense. I just wish they had expanded on it.
Well, I'm just saying that because if they don't want to if they want to go more episodes, because if they wanted, I mean, if they could do, or they say like, we're gonna do more episodes, I was like, hell yeah, because it seemed like it's a lot of story there. And then I know some people are talking about, oh, there's other characters in the League of Legends universe or whatever that now they're gonna go to these other places and expand. But it's like, man, I don't trust they're gonna freaking finish it. It's like if they rush this one, what the hell?
It is kind of crazy to me that it's a random Reddit post, but they're talking about how Arcane is over, but not the characters. The title Arcane is about Jason Victor. In the recent Afterglow, they confirmed to be blah, blah, blah. The title was never about Jinx, Vi, Echo, and Kate. Like, no, but you can't say that because Jinx and Vi are on screen 99% of the time. What are you talking about?
Okay, and the posters.
Like, what are you talking about?
Like all the first poster is like Vi, and this one is Jinx. It's like most of the posters is Vi and Jinx.
Yeah, no, that is laughable.
Yeah, that it's like a Reddit post, right? It's not the creators, right?
Yeah,
it's
no. It's just some random person on Reddit. It's just the first thing that came up, and I'm like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I'm like, what? Yeah, it's not about Jace and Victor.
No, I mean, obviously, like that is the kind of the overarching story of this season. I mean, that is the pinnacle moment of it. But even after, maybe I'm confusing the timelines, but even after that, and spoilers, even though we've already been spoiling, like after that is when Jinx dies, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so the final moments of this show are her sacrificing herself. You know, this was always this was a story about Jinx and Vi, more so Jinx than even Vi.
Yep. And now like her death, it's funny. I said the Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
And it kind of happened like that.
Yeah, except they kind of gave her like the redemption before.
Oh no, I knew they were.
I
knew they were going that way.
Yeah, like they made it a little too easy for. And I mean, really it's it's her sister, so I get it. But at the same time, as the audience, we're like, oh, she's just like being a good guy now. Is like, so I mean, they do a good job with like Kate being like, I couldn't trust that she was going to do the right thing, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, like Kate has every right to feel the way she feels, And Vi has every right to feel because it is her sister.
Yeah.
That's fine. Because it's family. But
yeah, and what brings them together is what's his name?
The
father
Wolfman.
figure, Vander. Yeah.
And, and so but I'm just saying that it was like really she goes from like freaking Harley Quinn Joker in the first season to like this ain't even the start of the season being just like she's just not that person anymore.
Detached from the revolution that she effectively kicked off herself.
The direction they went with this, it's almost like there should have been some time between that, like to get to that point in there. I would say, I don't like that. It's like, wait a minute, man. This late girl does all this stuff, and like I feel sorry for her in the sense that her situation, but I also feel like I want there to be another side to that, not just Kate. His name is Kate, right? What's her name?
The woman who's in charge of everything, Kate.
Yeah. I just don't want but I like her to be the person who's like, oh, I just don't like Jinx. It make her like she's a bad because some people are feeling like, oh no, I don't like her. I don't know if I like her anymore because she's going after Jinx like that. I was like, there needs to be more people like that, like who's like because what's his name? Echo, because Echo was like, yo, that's not power no more. Like he didn't like her. Yeah. He's like, this girl's evil.
Yeah.
And like it should have been more time with him and her going at each other. Mm-hmm. And then that situation with the past and seeing that. And like cause I feel like I could have felt more like, oh man, this is like you hate this girl now. And now you see her as
you see the complexity to her character.
Yeah, complexity. Yeah, but I think it happens too quick for me.
Yeah.
Like for him, I totally get it. But like for me, it's like it wasn't enough for me to see. Well, first of all, I don't think it's enough for me to see y'all as friends, really. But yeah, it's not. It wasn't enough for me to see you as enemies either, really. Because I only got like the few episodes. I just know what happened, but I don't know. It just. Like I said, the flow of it was a little rushed, but it was a good show overall. Like really, really well done. It was really well done.
Spectacular.
Yeah. Even though I wanted more sex scenes with the big black woman. I didn't get enough of that. But no, it was. Yeah, they really should have gone. I really wouldn't know what the hell was going on with like her family and stuff with that family, with her and her daughter and stuff. Man, darn, like it's just, I feel like there was a lot of stuff left on the table. But anyway, there's some people were saying like how people don't die, even though I guess some people say, oh, I don't think Jinx is dead because there's somebody saying it wouldn't make sense for League of Legends games, and I was like, I never.
It's not canonical to the games.
But I was like, those games aren't really canonical either, right? Because you play as different characters and you kill each other.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what the hell? I never knew there was like a real big attachment. I mean, like there was a thing where it's like, oh, we can't because of the game, because the game is a MOBA. You play as these characters and you fight each other, and can't different characters be on different teams even though they probably fought each other in the show? Like what the hell?
Sorry, I'm gonna role play Arcane, so I'm gonna ban all of the other characters for play if I choose a character, none of my teammates can play this character, and none of the enemies can play this character.
Yeah, that's like Overwatch, where it's like, oh look, these are heroes and those are villains, and it's like doesn't make any sense if they play with each other.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Well, you see, Dominic, it's a play. It's a stage play. It's just like Bowser and Mario.
All right. let's see. Oh, okay. Look, I guess they are playing other schools, so they got the all stars they got the best teams from the classes, and the Hogwarts, the Quidditch game. They have Hogwarts versus this team. So I'm guessing they take the best from the classes and put them together. So they go against other schools.
All I need to know is, can I play as Cedric Diggory or that big Russian guy?
I see the Russian guy.
No, okay. Now we're talking.
I don't like that he's smiling.
He's not supposed to smile.
Crumb. That's what Victor Crumb.
Yeah, I think that's right. Salacious Crumb hangs out with Jabba the Hutt all the time.
All right. So where we at here? Oh, Penguin.
Yeah.
There, we still on watch. What are we watching? So how you feel about Penguin?
Very positive on Penguin. I think a lot of the shortcomings we just talked about with Arcane, they handled a lot better in Penguin. Like, they spent this entire season effectively building up to the finality of the Penguin, and I think most of this season, and I don't know about you, but like I felt for Penguin. Like I was rooting for him. He was, kind of the anti-hero. Obviously he was doing crimes, but he was the good guy versus the other people doing crimes, and we were rooting for him. But by the end of this season, they did a very effective job at turning that on its head and making me feel very negatively about him and being excited to see him potentially get his comeuppance from a Batman in a future movie.
Or, maybe Selena or something.
Yeah.
Technically, that is... Go ahead.
I wasn't... Is that like the comic book thing? Or is that character
it all
even
depends
really
how
in
you
the
do
comics?
it, because like in the recent recent as in the 2010s, when they did the DC, the new 52, she was a daughter of Calabrese or it was another family. It wasn't Falcones.
Okay. Gotcha.
It wasn't Falcones. It was another family. But then I saw in the Long Halloween, she was Falcone's.
Okay, that's where I remember it now.
Bastard daughter.
Like thinking about it, I was like, oh yeah, I feel like I've seen that somewhere, and maybe did they mention that in the Batman the movie also?
Oh yeah, but that was the whole thing. She was looking for, because she knew Falcone was, I think, her father. They did that. I don't remember how exactly. Like, I think she was, because she's always undercover there because she was trying to find something out about her mom. And I don't know if is that how she found out he was father, or did she already know? I forgot.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But I remember that. She did definitely.
That was a revelation. I gotcha.
Yeah,
I remember that now.
But yeah, man. So, because I didn't even think about it throughout the whole damn show, too. Like, oh, she's related to Sophia.
That's how that came up as kind of like a stinger, and I was like, oh, whoa, they're tying that in like that, and then I was like, wait a second, that sounds kind of like a thing I've heard somewhere.
But so I'm glad Sophia didn't die. Like, I was glad that didn't happen. We're going through spoilers. Vic dying. It's like I'm sad for Vic dying, but I like how it happened. Like, I like what it was, that he can't have no weaknesses. And he knew Vic was a great friend or something. Basically. Yeah, and no, except for his mom. That's probably the only person he would do anything for.
But that's the thing. Like, we even see that, like, by the end of it, he doesn't even necessarily care about her. Like, he twists it in his own head that he's doing it for her. But the reality is he doesn't really care.
Yes, that's the whole psychotic thing. But he does care. Well, he cares about her in in a, I don't know how to say it, like, just in a very bad way of caring for somebody.
Yeah.
It benefits him, like it makes him feel important. Because he has that woman, basically be her, the prostitute.
Yeah.
Like, she's dressing like what his mother used to dress, and then he even says, like, tell me I did good, mom, and stuff like that. Like, yeah, he's fucking crazy. I mean, that's his that's his thing. I mean that's what it like. Yeah. This is done so well, man. I mean, it was done great. Yeah, it made him like to see like he's really the villain, and it really fits with some of the personas he is in kind of the comic books too. Mm-hmm. In some of the comic books, that like he was always like a guy who's very sensitive, as in like you say something about him, he get very angry and just probably fucking try to kill you.
Yeah.
Like overly sensitive, like, and stuff. And yeah, it's all about him. He's all about self. And everything. And I mean, I do like the whole mom angle with that. And they've done that, I guess, before. I mean, I don't know if they might have done it in the comics before. I'm not sure. I just never read those where anything about his mom. But I know in the TV show Gotham, that was a thing with his mom.
It's kind of interesting, like comparing this to the cartoon that was on Amazon, where it's, the female penguin, and then she's got her two sons who kind of almost are like portraying a similar character of like caring about their mom, but is also, conflicted because of what she does to him.
Yeah, exactly. And she just gets rid of them pretty fast. Oh, at least one of them, when she thought they were going behind her back, snitching and stuff. But it's the actors were good in here. He was Colin Farrell was great. He was definitely great, man. In this. I'm definitely curious to see what his role is in the movie. What would it like? Mm-hmm. What the role will be in that? Just him getting to the top, man. Just how they did it, how he did it was pretty cool. Like this whole setup, like this is a really well done story. Yeah, it's gotta be like one of the best things they've done. I mean, like. The best things he's done, like since DC. Well, it's not a whole universe, but just what DC has done. Peacemaker, I thought was really. I enjoyed that. This was really good. I mean, like on a whole nother level. Well, that's about it. I mean, I'm trying to think of what. I mean, I'm just saying, was there anything else they done and it just sucked? Like, what have they? I don't think they've done. I'm talking for TV, not movies, because I think this is the only. I'm trying to think, what else have they done?
Yeah, I mean, this and Peacemaker have really been the only thing since the rebrand, effectively.
I mean, unless you want to count the cartoons, because Harley Quinn for me, I like that.
Yeah,
I mean, people like that. Do you want to? Also, that Batman, I mean, on Amazon, it's pretty good. I enjoy that.
And they released that Kite Man show, which it seems like it's just more of the Harley Quinn
I still haven't
stuff.
watched it yet. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Still haven't watched that one yet. And then you got the what's that called? Almost like the Dark Justice League thing. It's called. I forgot what it's called. That's
are you talking about
coming out?
Oh, okay, yeah, not Doom Patrol.
It's a cartoon that's coming out series. It's coming on Max, and I just saw the preview for it recently. I just forgot what it was called because it's not called Dark Justice League, but it's almost like Suicide Squad. It's almost like this Dark Suicide Squad, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I guess you would call it because I know I saw Frankenstein's wife in there.
Is that Creature Commandos?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I did see that preview.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool what they're doing over there in DC. At least they keep things fresh, you know. It's not just Marvel doing some stuff.
Yeah.
I guess we need some other comic book stuff to do. So let's get some Archie going on here.
They did that, and then Riverdale went away.
I know, but I didn't. That was too.
You need the Riverdale
Dawson's
Cinematic
Creek.
Universe.
No, I want a cartoon version of that stuff. I don't know. I guess that's it. What am I watching? Oh yeah, I didn't watch any more of the Billy Bob Thornton show. I think it's been an episode since I talked, so I haven't watched the next one. And is it anything else? I know Dune.
Yeah,
the Dune thing is
know
out,
if
but
I've seen anything good about that.
You ain't seen the good? Oh, that sucks. But I know I still watching the movie. Like I'm not even halfway through that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the part where she drunk that blue water. The blue milk from Star Wars. That's what I said.
Yep.
That's
it's crossover. Crossover we all knew we wanted.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we get to what we're playing.
Yeah.
So who wants to go
I
first?
can kick it off.
All right.
Just more Rise of the Golden Idol. I am starting to struggle a bit with this game. Similarly to the first one, I think the problem that I have as I get later into this game is there's a lot of like puzzle solving that you need to kind of infer, or at least that's what I feel like. Maybe I'm missing obvious clues, but I want to be able to look at all the information I have and get the answer very clearly, like definitively. And I feel like in this game, they kind of give you like hints about things, but you really have to like infer what you're seeing and kind of decipher that stuff. Like for example, even one of the first puzzles that I thought was pretty easy to figure out, it was very much like, okay, so this guy is at the bottom of a set of icy steps and there's like a cigarette machine up at the top, but then off in the distance you see that up at this bridge there's a kind of guardrail that's broken and something up there. And like all of the clues kind of indicate that, oh, he went up to get cigarettes and he slipped on these icy steps because it's pointing out that the steps are icy. But meanwhile, like it's not even a clue that you can click on up at the top that there's a railing, but you have to go like, oh, he didn't go up there because those aren't the brands of cigarettes that he smokes, or there's not a pack missing or something like that. He clearly fell from the overpass. And it's like, that's something that I had to basically pull out of my butt to assume that that's what happened, as opposed to like the game giving me definitive clues saying that in fact happened. So I am getting to a point. It's also getting to kind of an overarching thing where it's like I've done these separate scenarios and now I'm taking all of that information from all of those scenarios and then grouping them together. So it's just a lot of information to kind of try and manage. It's a game where I very much feel it necessary to get like a notebook and write down things so I can kind of keep track of it, because they don't have a good way in the game to do that.
I don't think well, actually I do. But I was just thinking like a notebook, like how that was so accessible.
Yeah.
And back in the day for me, that now I have to go look for one. Like newspapers too.
Yeah.
Like how newspapers was so accessible. Like, you know, when I get crabs, like when we get crabs, I always think like, I don't have any newspaper.
Yeah. Yeah, you used to just have a newspaper delivered almost every day, and then you just have newspapers everywhere. You know, some might be in the recycling bin or whatever. But
exactly. And now, like, you have to remember to tell those people to give you something before you can put the crabs on.
Exactly.
Because I'm like, holy shit! That's where back in the days, every time we get crabs, get some newspaper to put out, or if I wanted to paint or something, get some newspaper.
Yeah. I find myself now using a lot of like the insides of like I'll cut open a corner of a cardboard box and lay it out like a cereal box so it's thinner. But like that's what I'll use when we're painting here. All right, so the other game I played was Nine Souls. This is a game that's been out on PC for quite a few months now. I think it came out in like May, but it just came out on everything else. It's now on Game Pass as well. You're basically like a cat samurai. It seems like from the beginning of
Samurai
the game.
piece of cats.
Maybe not quite. They were a little more robotic, I feel like, but I mean, now that you say that, there are some surprising elements in this game pretty early on that you find out that maybe this game isn't quite what you expected it to be. But it's a Metroidvania. It's got Souls-like elements, like it's got a corpse run type thing. So if you die, you go back and collect your souls. But so far, it seems pretty cool. I'm not super far into it. Got to like the first mini boss, I guess you would be considered, based on when I was looking stuff up. And yeah, I think the combat works well. They give you some power-ups. Well, not power-ups. They give you a skill tree, and one of the power-ups I got pretty quickly was if I attack from behind, I do more damage, and that's what I typically am trying to do. There's a variety of enemies. Some of them are hand-to-hand stuff. Some of them have like crossbows and whatnot. I haven't gotten any like projectiles yet. I think I will eventually. I think I saw something in one of the upgrade trees that indicated that I'd be getting some kind of power like that, but yeah, so far it seems really cool, and I like the art style of it. It's pretty just simplistic anime, but it's got some nice kind of flair to it.
What the fuck does that even mean?
What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the Ohio State Michigan game, and the fans are all holding up one shoe.
Okay.
I just want to know what that means.
Football game now? Like a football game? They can drink beer out of their cleats or something? Let me ask you this, Dominic. This is related to football when we had it on at Thanksgiving, and this was the first time I had ever heard the referees utter these words, but they effectively said that they could not make a ruling on the play because they were not in a position to see. And I was like, what do you mean? You have cameras everywhere. You can't look at one of the cameras to make a ruling on this thing? Like, referees could just be like, I didn't do my job.
That's pretty new. There was I know there was one time that was done where they couldn't see something, and because there wasn't a camera in position for them to see it.
Oh, okay.
Wow. But thing is, like it was an NFL game. Like in college, I get it because like not all college places going to have cameras.
Sure.
There. Plus, it all depends. Like if it's like nationally televised game, they probably gonna have more cameras there. And logistically, but still, but in professional sports, like I think it was time to say, they didn't have a camera at this sideline or something, and I'm like, that should be that in every game. Like, why don't you have the camera in this game? Like, I remember people were complaining about that. Yeah, that's new. I mean, that's new. I never heard that either. I never.
I was legitimately shocked. I was like, are the referees just saying they couldn't do their job? Like, what is happening here?
No. They did their job, Daniel.
Did their job passing the responsibility onto somebody else.
Yeah, they said no, we're not going to change this law. No, or anything. Keep it going.
All right, Dominic. So, what have you been playing?
All right, so what I've been playing, well, first of all, you got the, you always had PlayStation Plus Extra.
Yeah.
Even though you wasn't really trying to get it this time, but you accidentally forgot.
Just let it lapse.
But you went ahead and got the premium because it was a deal, and also it wasn't much more. But now with the deal, it was even less.
Yeah, because you had mentioned last week it was like $30 more or something like that.
Yeah.
And with this, it was like $15 more or $20 more. And I was like, I can swing that.
And thing is, those things I forgot because this is when we were comparing this stuff to Xbox. Like, I always knew, like, okay, with they don't have it where you can play like PC, you can't install PC games on. I mean, obviously, like, because they don't. I mean, now that they do technically have PC games now, but still, it's still fairly new for them, and they haven't set up the ecosystem for that or anything, and we don't know they even have plans to even do that. But what I forgot is that, I mean, we talked about it briefly, but we never really gone too in depth, and then maybe that's why I didn't remember, is that you can't play PlayStation 5, like you can't stream PlayStation 5 games unless you're playing it from the console. Unless you're playing it from the console. Now, I don't know about the portal. Since the portal got it, I don't know if the portal's like the PC or the portal's like the console.
I think the portal does let you do the
okay,
PS5
so
games,
I would think it's so, because it's the goddamn freaking portal.
Yeah.
Which it was pretty dumb that they didn't have it from the very beginning. But anyway, yes, which in all essence, like, I can see the benefits of that. While some people I don't even see the benefits of it. Like, maybe it's like, okay, I don't feel like installing this game on my console. I don't have any space. I can stream it. But it's not that great a benefit. I mean, because at the end of the day, if I want to play it at the best, I'll play it on the console.
Yeah,
I can just
it's not
download
like with the PC where it's like, oh, I'll give this a try, see if I like it, and then I'll dedicate the hard drive space to it, but it might not run that well. This is the hardware it was intended to run on, so you're
it's the only hardware it can run on.
Inferior version.
It's the only hardware it can run on. That's the thing. So if I do say, like, let's say, like, I want to get PlayStation Premium, and I can't play it on my PlayStation. I want to play it on my PC. Like, I'm at my PC or somewhere. I don't have. I mean, I don't know many people who would get it just for streaming, because, you know, it's not whatever. Because that's a lot of money. Yeah. But if you want to play on your phone or the PC, or the phone, I'll get to that later. You want to play on your PC because you're away or something, or you're whatever. I mean, just whatever. You want to have that, but you can't. You can stream games. All you can stream is everything else. Everything else, mostly everything. I doubt if there is something you can't stream. I don't know what it is. But I definitely know PS5 games you can't unless you're on the hardware, and I think that is so stupid. That is so stupid. And this is something I even see PlayStation people. I mean, there might be fanboys out there, but they ain't on the sites when I was looking, because these guys were pissed too. Because one guy was like, dude, why can't I find a PS5 games? And then the guy was saying, like, yeah, you only can do it on the system. So I said, yeah, they must only do it because they want people to have the hardware. But it's like, dude, most people who get this probably have the hardware. Like this is a lot of money. Like, if you're just going to get PS Plus Premium without having a PS5, I mean, I'm saying you can, but that's a lot of money for just streaming. Like, streaming these games. I mean, it's all. I mean, like I said, if you got the money for it, that's cool. But I'm just thinking that, why not? I don't feel like PlayStation is going to be losing anything if they do that. Like, I don't feel like you're losing sales on PS5s if you make it available, that the games that you have available to stream, because they don't even have all the PS5 games available to stream. So it's not like really where it's at a point where, oh, I don't need a PS5 and I have a good enough service where I could just stream all these games. Mm-hmm. No, it's not even that situation. So I don't see the benefit of PlayStation making it dedicated to a PS5. Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
It really don't, and it's really dumb. It's freaking dumb. And another thing, they don't have a phone app to stream these games. And they don't have it where you could just go to the browser like Xbox either to do that. Mm-hmm. It has to be an app. And that's another it's like, why don't you have a phone app to play this? Now, remote play, you can do remote play on phones. Mm-hmm. Because that's why I was confused. I was like, what the fuck was the bone for? Because I was like, what the people was doing on the bone? And the bone was just for remote play. Mm-hmm. Which, that makes that stuff even worse to me. that literally the Portal was just for remote play and that the Bone was just for remote play. It wasn't even for the goddamn streaming service you had for years. You had a PS Now for years.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't even use that stuff for that? And I can't... And then I was thinking, like, well, can I just stream from your PlayStation then, Daniel, to play those PS5 games without having to download it on your PS5? No, you can't do that. Once I try to do that,
you can't double
they made my
stream
screen
again.
black.
Yeah.
They made my stream black. And I said, oh my God. I said, nope. I said, well, that sucks. Well, so at least I know I can at least download the game. Because I think I downloaded, it was Outer Worlds. Because Outer Worlds, because look, here's another thing, which I pissed off Microsoft about. Microsoft has it so that yes, we can play Outer Worlds streaming, but we can't play the new version of that, which is like the Spacer's Choice, where they have these enhancements and things, and it comes with the DLC.
Yeah.
You have to buy that. Wow, PlayStation has Outer Worlds, but they have the actual latest edition.
Yeah.
With the DLC. Like, why does PlayStation has this? What the fuck? So I was like, well, I guess we're playing Outer Worlds up here then. Even though technically I think I do have it on PC because of Epic Store.
Yeah, it was free on Epic Store.
Which, that even pisses me off, the Xbox on that. But I didn't have to, thing is, on my PC, I mean, it can still run well on PC, but it looks better even through streaming on that PS5. Like, it runs faster because, I mean, my PC's old. I mean, it runs okay. I mean, it runs good enough on a PC, but I was like, I mean, I just play it on yours. It's easier. I mean, it still looks fairly all right. I mean, it looks better than my PC still, because it is a PS5 and it's the latest version and all that stuff, and it loads faster. That's the other thing too. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just go up there, make more so it loads faster. And plus, and the real excuse is that I forgot it was on Epic Store. That was the real excuse. That's the real excuse. But anyway, God darn it. It says no internet. Well, my internet is still connected, so it's just the Fox app messing up on me for watching this Ohio State game. Fuck you. That's what I'm just going to do it the legal way. Go up one of these sports sites to fucking see stuff. But anyway, yeah. So this whole stuff just pisses me off. I mean, it's just like, wow, PlayStation. Like, what are you doing? Now, anyway, okay. But overall, the PlayStation Plus Premium, it lets you stream all these other old games too, from the PlayStation, PS2, and things of that nature that they have up there, selection up there. I was playing some Time Splitters, because that was a game that I always liked the third one, because it actually had a real story, while the other ones really didn't. You just started playing, and I used to suck at it when I was younger, because the controls, it didn't feel like a great controller, a console first-person shooter. Yeah. Even though people really liked it. Maybe it was like at the time the best for PlayStation. But it felt real wonky for me. It still kind of feels wonky, but I've gotten better over the years. I'm playing games. So I actually don't really die in this one. Oh, and I didn't know that they had Rewind. They have Rewind on
cool.
PS2 games.
I did not know
PS2
that.
and PlayStation 1 games, you could do that. I think it's the PS3 games that don't do that. I think that's when they start the PS3 and the PS4 ones. But on those games, they have it like, you can rewind back. I said, nice, because I was doing that a lot on Jet Moto too. But that didn't help. I still sucked. I just sucked a lot because controls, I don't know. Maybe I can fix it to be the controls to be tighter. Because it seems like every time I turn that game, I'm just turning all the way fucking around. Like I'm just going to the side like I used to do back when I was a little kid playing arcade games, racing arcade games. When I was younger, and I used to always just hit the side of the road, because I used to turn the wheel all the way over, that way. But yeah, I just cannot get the controls. Like, damn, man. I mean, I wasn't great at the game when I was younger, but darn, I really suck now. Yeah, I had played a little bit Jet Moto, Time Splitters 1. I've been playing a whole lot of Dynasty Warriors 6, Empires, which is like the strategy version of that game. And I really like, because I really like the setup for that. Like I mean, you still play like Dynasty Warriors, but you could join some commander or whatever, and y'all kind of trying to rule the land. Like, it's not really it don't go by like a real story. Like, it's just a tactics way, and like these commanders are just trying to take over certain lands. Like, certain things might happen. Like, hey, this guy's trying to take over your land, you got to fight him. Or you got to try to take over their land and fight them for this and things of that nature. And then as you progress, you level up, you can get soldiers under you specifically. You can even leave your commander to do your own thing and just be like, hey, I'm strong enough to just be a commander myself. Which I did try to do very early on. That was a mistake because I was not strong enough. And I got killed. I got killed. So I say, then I was trying to read, like, what do you do? So I'm dying super early. And then they say, like, yeah, you gotta join a command first. That's what they recommend. And then you level up. And then you get some people friends, and they'll be stronger than you initially. And they were, like, you can control them. And then your other guy can be leveling up too, because they'll be with you in the match. And then you can go back and use them. And yeah, I like tactics. Well, there is I think there's a Dynasty Warrior Tactics, but there's Empires. Empires is like, it's really like in between, because the Three Kingdoms was initially their game, which was a tactical game. And I guess Dynasty Warriors was the action game. This is like the one that combines them two. And that setup is really great. I just never really played them like that, though. I just always just stood with Dynasty Warriors, and now playing this, like, wow, like, this is actually pretty cool. Also, speaking of Dynasty Warriors, I'm trying to think before I move to the Dynasty Warriors Origins Demo. What else have I done with PS Plus? I only play a little bit of Vampire Masquerade. It's not really worth talking about. It's more so I just tried just to see how it worked. Mm-hmm. Like, did it, like, how they run. What else have I, oh yeah, because I was trying out the, what's the, samurai game on PlayStation? Their first party game. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, which, yeah, because I was confused, because I was like, oh, I don't see the save. Well, I was playing it on a PC through PlayStation Plus Premium, streaming, and I was like, I don't see the save I was on when I was playing on your console. The remote play, and then I realized, like, oh, is this the PS4 version? I say, what, I guess you can't switch saves between them two, but I think it's more so that I guess either I didn't save to the cloud on your console, or you just can't use saves. I know it's something like that. You can't use saves from your console or even the cloud. Like, it's not integral. I don't know. It's something weird. With PlayStation. Oh yeah, also you can't do what they do with Xbox. If you buy a DLC, you can use it with Xbox Game Pass streaming and like all the games or whatever, including streaming. No. You would have to hope that the PlayStation has the version that has the DLC. You can't buy just the DLC.
That's unfortunate.
And then do that. Yeah. So PlayStation, yeah. So you know what? Now I see, like, okay, Xbox, I think overall their setup is better. PlayStation might have more games, because if you're including like the PS2 games, PS4 games, 3, they might got like a more selection, but it's just not as good a good setup as Game Pass is. Like, even the UI is not that great. It's like, they're like right there, but like we were saying before, but competitions that, hey, when you're number one, you don't have to go all out, to really fix these little problems. It's not it's not a priority for them, and that sucks. because it actually can work out for me. Sons of bitches. All right. Anyway, yes, Dynasty Warriors Origins Demo came out last week, and man, this game is great. This is awesome. Like, they really took what they've probably done with these other games of the Warriors games, like maybe Zelda and what's it called, Fire Emblem, and like because it almost feels closer, like when I was fighting, similar to that than 8, which is the last one I played. I never played 9 because I heard 9 sucks. So I didn't even bother with it. And this, like, the look of the game, graphically, it looks good. It looks good. I did try to play on PC. I downloaded the PC demo also, because I actually played this through PS5 remote play. But the PC, it can't. It can run, but it just didn't run super smooth like it was through the PS5, because my PC is old, and I even saw the number of like graphical. They said like I was like over the limit of what I can possibly do. It was right. I said, "Wow, yeah, let me stop this." But yeah, this is different. Like, playing through the game, you play as a created character. You don't play as one of the warrior, established warrior characters. And it seems like you join, like you are going through. I guess you're going through the timeline. I guess I'm not sure how the game sets up because you only play one stage. I'm assuming maybe there's different pathways like you can choose to go through, like who you want to join or whatever. Maybe through the game. They probably explain it. It's probably somewhere where they explain all that stuff, what's in the game, but I haven't looked at that. But during the demo, you start off playing. I don't know who you're fighting, man. Because it's not the Yellow Turban Army. It's not them. It's an army that had Lubu in it. I know he was one of the generals in it. I know that. Because this is something that you do play in the other Warriors games too. Wow, something is really itching. Oh, it's a piece of thread for my freaking pants because it feels like I thought a bug was crawling on me or something. Yeah. So, like I said, the graphics are really good. It's running at like 60 frames. And a lot of enemies are there. And then, like, when you fight generals, you kind of lock in. And it feels more like an action game. Like, it doesn't, it's like more strategy with it. Like, I mean, I guess you can try to just keep smashing buttons and just killing them. Like, you can do that to the regular opponents, but to the generals, you really got to dodge and stuff. And that's what I felt like with Zelda. Like, with Zelda, I couldn't just quickly bang, 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 like, just wail on them. Unless you have it on easy. If you have it on easy, then yeah, you can go right ahead. You can just brute force that shit. But on this, because I had it on normal. Well, I played on easy at first, and then it was easy. And then I didn't die. I just failed because one of the generals, I guess, got killed. So I just ended up putting on normal, and yeah, you have to really dodge and also block. And then you have your other some special moves you can use too, and it just looks really flashy and nice and cool. Yeah, and going through the stage, like I was, like you have different points. They show like, hey, this point is controlled by the enemy and stuff. Almost feels like how Battlefield is. Battlefield, the first person shooter, like you have like your A point, your B point, your C point, and D or whatever, and they say like, hey, this enemy is controlling this point and that. They kind of got it set up like that in this game, and it wasn't like that before in the previous games. And then you can pick a partner. Like I picked this woman to be my partner, and and in other games you had it where you could do combos, stuff like that. But I was trying to figure out how you switch, but they didn't tell me in the tutorial till late that you could switch the character. Now, and I don't know if you can permanently switch to them though, because it looked like I switched to them, but then it timed out because I don't remember hitting the button again, switch back to my character. So I'm guessing it's not a something you do permanently, but I have to look back on that. But yeah, man, it is pretty good. Like even I've been seeing people online talk about how fun this game is, and I'm like, damn, man, there's really a whole community out there who like this game, man. Say that y'all, I just remember people just hating this game. I just remember just hating Dynasty Warriors, saying dumb, it's just repetitive, and it's just you just hit X or square or whatever controller you got, and just keep
that. I don't care if it's true or not, Dominic. That's my narrative, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, you go right ahead. But I always loved Dynasty Warriors. Always loved Dynasty Warrior games. Always thought it was cool that you could fight these tons of enemies. I was like, well, no other game does this. I was like, no other game has it where you can fight like hundreds of enemies at the same time and just wail through. I mean, it feels so powerful. And this one, it's a little harder. Yeah, it feels like it's a little more challenging than the previous ones, but in a good way. And it's like, oh yeah, I really like this. I really like the setup. I really like the look of it. I like that it's speaking English. Yeah, it's like, I mean, Dynasty Warrior games, they tend to do dub those. It's really some of the side games they don't do. Like Samurai Warriors, they don't dub. Which I'm like, come on, man. I say, you know what? Y'all don't got to deal with AI, right? Deal with that. I mean, like a deal to say, hey, we're not going to use AI in Japan, right?
No,
I'm saying, can't they just do it? Yeah. Just have AI say like, yeah, speak for this, or maybe maybe there might be a deal with the U.S. saying like, hey, we don't accept this. You got to hire our guys to speak English. Or I don't know. But anyway, and once in One Piece, like none of them are dubbed. That's the only reason I don't play the One Piece games, and I really want to. But I can't. I mean, I still have fun playing them, but I kind of want to see the story. It's like I kind of want to hear what the story going on in the show, because I don't see all the episodes of the show, and I thought that'd be a nice way to see it, like go through that. But anyway, yeah, and also at the very end, you fight Lubu. Now I've seen people, they have beaten it. They show like, oh, you beat, but they took a long time to beat him. So, and I mean, I just fought him twice. I fought him twice and got my ass kicked, and I said, fuck it. I said I was done. I was like, oh well, I played through the demo enough, because I was like, I'm not gonna spend my time trying to figure out how to beat this dude. Most times when I used to play the game, you used to just avoid them, and I don't think you had. I mean, I think in the demo they make you have to fight them. But I'm assuming in the final game, you're not going to have to fight them. Like, you can just choose to fight them and just run. Because that's what I did. I used to just run. Oh, unless I had cheats. If I had cheats, then I go ahead and fight them. Or, like, in the previous games, as you go through the game, you level up. You can go play stages again, and then I'll be really strong, and then I just go fight them. But yeah, he basically kicked your ass, and he's pretty badass at it too. You saw the video I sent you, right?
Yeah.
Lubu. Yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, like he could get you and hit you at one hit. Like, all depends if he does a move like a choke slam or something. But yeah, it's but overall the game, yeah, I can't wait till it's released, man. This game looks like it's going to be awesome. Nice. Finally, like, yeah, after Dynasty Warriors 9, which I think majority of people felt disappointed in, that it seems like, hey, they might be coming back, at least with the main series, because, hey, they've been doing it with these side series, like these, they've been doing pretty good job with that, Koei Tecmo. So yeah, Dynasty Warriors is back, baby.
Very cool.
It's back in your face. In your face, Daniel. Sorry, stop. Oh, also, I've been playing some more Metaphor ReFantazio. I'm really in the kind of in the middle of the game now. I think I've got through most of the new stuff. Like, there's been like a lot of new stuff. Even after I play hours of the game, some new stuff just happened that becomes part of the game. And now I'm kind of in the what's the word I'm looking for? The flow of the no, that's not the word. More I don't know the word I'm looking for, but it's kind of like I kind of I don't know, like something like the rotation. The You're not helping me out, Daniel.
I'm blanking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like it's like the flow. Another word for flow. Of the game, like a wheel, a spinning, like God damn it! Well, I gotta get the sources. Let me go up here. Another word for flow. I gotta go glide, blah 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 blah. Let me see. Let me see. Spreading sensation, blah 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 blah. Flow motion. God dang it. Another word for cycle then? Maybe it's cycle? I mean, another word for that? Or maybe it is. Let me see. A pattern, I guess I could say. I kind of get into a pattern of the game, like where just like in the previous Persona games, where you have it where you have your days, like you have it's a timed game where you have on days you have a certain limit of things you can do. So you want to choose to do certain things that really can help you progress through the game, and you have a deadline before you have to probably beat this monster or dungeon or something. And now I'm kind of got to that point in the game where I'm like, okay, I got until this date to fight this monster. Now I can do these other side quests, see how many side quests I can do. So I kind of got to that point in the game, and I really like it. Like I have this vehicle called Runner, which is it's like a boat with legs, and it can run on land. That's exactly what it is. Oh, that is, yeah, it's a runner. It runs. But something also happened with the runner where when I get close to like its core or whatever, I can teleport to places I've previously been. So I was like, oh, cool. So that makes it so that I can do more side quests in different areas of the map that I've been to. Like, I just got to that point, so still in the beginning portions of the game, but the story is good. Like, I'm really into it now. Like, this game is kind of stopped me from playing Dragon Age because of just how much I'm into it. I'll get to a point where I just pause and go back to Dragon Age Veilguard to play. But because I'm still with the mystery of what this other world is and why are these monsters called humans. And it seems like, and I'm guessing why the game's called Metaphor. Like, what this is a metaphor of?
Yeah.
Huh? What is a metaphor? Yeah, man, it's good. And I can definitely see why people have this up there like a Game of the Year contender in some cases, or says it's one of the best RPGs out there.
Yeah.
For this year. This game is cool. Yeah, this game is pretty cool. Because why I'm saying that, like, I'm also thinking about our, Game of the Year next year when we have like, we got to do a half-ass Game of the Year awards.
Yeah.
Like, what games I'm gonna have up here, or what games I didn't play that I thought I would like. Trying to think of that too. And I try to think of what you would like, so I know not to pick that, and for it'll be the top game. So no Astrobot will be on my list.
Oh, so sad.
So it's like, I think Astrobot will be on my list if I look at all the games. I mean, it's kind of hard for me that, mention Astrobot. There we go. I was going to forget to mention it. I did try to play some of that. Oh, yes. And I have a Black Friday deal. I got a PlayStation 5 controller for my PC. Another mistake I have made because now that I didn't, the way I was being told, I thought that like there have been updates, but I thought it was really easy to use PS5 controller with games.
As far as like PC games?
Yes.
Yeah.
And with Steam, it is.
Yes.
That is true. But if you're not using Steam, it's not, or maybe using GOG, which some of my games are.
It can definitely be a bit harder because Steam is doing like that in between work. Otherwise, you need like that DS fix or whatever. There was an app that people used to use.
Yeah, well, this app I'm using now, DualSense X.
Okay.
Which it makes it so that it recognizes either an Xbox controller or a PS4 controller. Mm-hmm. Now, if I do remote play, it recognizes it as a PlayStation 5 controller.
Oh, okay.
So it's good for that. But I were playing, forgot what game it was that I had from GOG. I want to say it was Trails or something. And I'm like, this like, my PC can see it. My PC can see it's a controller because it says, hey, DualSense is there. I say, okay. Yeah. But why is it not working? Like I'm playing the Xbox games. Like I was playing Xbox games. Like Xbox usually be good with that. Like what they do well with my what is it? My Wii U controller. Mm-hmm. I have a Wii U Pro Pad. Actually, this is a Wii U Pro Pad or this is a Wii Pro Pad. I think it's a Wii Pro Pad. Wow. But yeah, it does well with that. So I was like, oh man, I was so frustrated. And then I find this the DualSense thing. That's like, that defeats the whole fucking purpose because I wanted this to be recognized as that. And then, because I was looking online and people say the same thing. It's like, the whole fucking purpose I got this goddamn thing. I said, I just send it fucking back. I said, man, it's bullshit that PlayStation can't. It's not working towards that. That's the thing. It's like,
no, they're putting out games that came out on the PS5 now, but they aren't really working towards making that a universal controller standard.
Controller, yeah. Now, with those games specifically, yes. What I read is that those games specifically they work for.
Yeah. Well, like even Alan Wake 2, getting that on Epic Store, that's a game that's supposed to support, like it's got the input pictures and all that stuff. But I just could not use it because I forget what problem I was having with it. But there was something that didn't work about it. And it's like, but I wanted to use like the haptic triggers and stuff like that. I thought that would be cool in that game. And it just didn't work, so I had to keep using the Xbox. Oh, and that's the one I tried when I went back and was trying to play Miles Morales. Anytime I had the PS5 controller plugged in, that game crashed. Like it wouldn't even load up. It would just like hang out in the background.
My goodness.
And kill my computer. But then as soon as I unplugged it and I plugged in the Xbox controller, it worked perfectly fine. And I was what is happening here?
That's ridiculous. You see, this is what happens when you don't have competition, people. This is what happens.
Yep.
They don't care about this stuff. This is meaningless. And y'all and y'all weirdos who are all good with this. It's like, what the hell? But anyway, at least it does work with remote play, so I got to play some Astrobot. So I get to feel like, okay,
so that does actually work. Good.
So what does, because I never felt the haptic feedback before. Mm-hmm. I have held a PlayStation 5 controller before, but I don't remember ever playing a game where it actually did anything. I think, what was I playing? Madden or something? I think it was some sports game. But anyway.
You got to play the Squeeze Madden mini game in the sub-menus.
Yeah. The Madden where they have it like, what was it, Deflategate?
There you go.
Play as you trying to say, got to feel the pressure of the ball.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta hold the trigger more to hold the less inflated ball.
Yeah. Anyway, so I was like, now I see like what people meant by like, it's a little stress on the triggers.
Yeah.
And then even the vibrations. Well, I do feel the difference of vibration. When playing a game, just period, because it is different than the Xboxes. But it seemed like it seemed like it's more rollers there in this damn controller, something like that. Because it feels everywhere. It's like, whoa, what the fuck? I just remember the days when I first had a vibration on my PS2, and like I used to thought it was cool, like how that felt. Like I was like, hey, this feels different than just the Rumble pack on a N64. It's like it, and then it has a degrees of like how much Rumble and stuff, and we've gotten pretty advanced on that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, with the triggers and things, like how I was jumping and or shooting something. I forgot what I was doing in the Astral Bot. It was a stage where I know I got Ratchet and Girl Ratchet. I think I forgot one. I was missing one of those bots, and I had to go back and to that stage to look for it. But yeah, it feels good. I was like, oh, okay, this is cool.
Yeah,
this is really cool. How this stuff feels, and it makes me want to go now. I'm gonna try the original Astral Bot game that came with it, and also when I go back to play Ratchet and Clank, because now that I got this stuff, I can feel that. I don't know if they added. I wonder if they added stuff to the Samurai game, Ghost of Tsushima. Did they add anything?
Yeah, I'm not totally sure about that.
Those, I'm curious with that. But that's I now see the appeal. Like, yeah, it's interesting. It adds something. Yeah, it does add something, and it adds something cool to it. So that I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. Still, I wish they weren't so damn expensive. But
Yeah.
I guess, I mean, I can see why. Even though I feel like you're gonna go that damn expensive, I want it to be close to an Elite controller. Still,
instead that you got paid $250 or whatever.
I know. Well, I think that's too.
Those things are just
unreasonable. I think that's too. Yeah, because I'm telling you, I probably won't change one goddamn thing on that damn controller. I mean, even though it probably I'm sure it feels great. I'm just saying that I probably won't even change any buttons still. And
yeah, I just don't know.
God, I
it
wish
feels
I had
that much
money,
different. To be honest,
why
with
couldn't I just win the goddamn lottery? Why? I prayed and prayed, Daniel, and still didn't win.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So what else have I? I think that's. I'm trying to think. I know I played some. Yeah. So that's it. Really. That's really it. So I guess take a quick break. When we get back, we'll get to the flashback segment.
All right.
And we're back. We actually took a break. We're actually now the date is December 1st, people.
In the future. Woo.
Yeah. Or well, by the time you hear this in the past still. But yes, it's December 1st now because we had somebody had to do something. And all right, so where are we at here? What are we doing? We're doing the flashback segment. Yes.
Yeah.
So if I can get back to this page here. All right, here we go. So now, since it's a new month, I finished off the games from last month. I didn't even check to see what was released within. Well, no, because I didn't think it would be in December, honestly. Because I thought we'd still be in November by the time I did this. So I didn't look at December 1st. But I'll probably, if there anything came on December 1st, I'll see it next week.
Next week.
But we're going to do, every new month we do video game covers. And we see what has come out in the past and the video game covers. So now we're going back 10 years ago in 2014. In Edge magazine, they had a double issue of Star Citizen was on the cover.
Still not a real game.
This was a game that I was really anticipating. I remember talking about this on because 10 years. Well, darn, man, it's like we're past our 10-year anniversary of this podcast. But that just kind of snuck up on our asses. Yeah, I remember talking about this on our first year of doing the podcast because I looked it up and saw Star Citizen and about this big universal world and about you building your own ships and going to these space stations and doing that stuff. Like a lot of potential.
And Mark Hamill being there.
Yeah, and I don't know if he was announced at this point yet, though. Yeah. This is like the early point of the game. Like, yeah, because they didn't really talk about story. They said maybe a story's going to be coming later, but right now it's just early access game. So I was like, oh, this is pretty cool to see this when it finally comes out on officially out on PC and maybe come to the consoles. Which it still has not even come to the consoles even in this early stage yet. Yeah, I thought it was like pretty cool because I'm into the sci-fi stuff. I'm into story, RPG stuff. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep my eye out for this game. And to this day, this game is still being made. And this was a game that was on what was it called? It was the what's the site called that you donate money to? And
Kickstarter, yeah.
Yeah, it was a Kickstarter game. And I don't know if it's still on Kickstarter or on something else now to donate. I'm not sure, but yeah, I believe they are. I believe they're still taking donations. I'm not. I mean, I honestly don't know. But it is in existence.
They're making donations via you paying $10,000 for a spaceship. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, they got it where you paying a lot of money for that shit. Almost feels like it's closer to that level of Second Life. You remember, like, Second Life had that stuff, like people buying homes and things of that nature for a lot of money. But yeah, it's to this day, it's still not a game. I mean, it's a game. But it's not like a finished game. They are still working on the campaign. I thought they did some announcement actually recently, like some months ago, about that. I don't remember. I think because I just gave up really just following it, because I'm like, I don't know. This could be just what it is, and it's something I'm never going to probably play, unfortunately. And it, I mean, hey, it's making, I guess, a lot of money, so I guess it is. I don't know. Some people call it a scam. But hey, some people, they say they have fun with it, but yeah, I don't, yeah. I mean, I'm just because I look every now and then, I see it up there on Twitch, and I go check to see it, and I was like, oh, okay, it's still going on, it's still happening. But yeah, man, it's amazing that looking at it now, it's been 10 years. Like, it's been 10 years since, like, or 10 years or more. I actually don't know when it was first announced, but I didn't hear it till 2014, about to 2014. So yeah, to have this on, like, the cover Edge magazine too. Also, this is the PlayStation 20th anniversary edition of Edge also. To celebrate the PlayStation 20th anniversary, as you know, it's the 30th, now. Look at 20 years of PlayStation, how PS1 invented the modern video game. Also, they reviewed Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, a Little Bit Planet 3, Sunset Overdrive, Lords of the Fallen. Good
the first
God.
One, yep.
Darren, it's been that long.
Yep.
Civilization
That's why they decided
Beyond.
they could use the same name again. They're like, it's been long enough. We can do this.
Civilization Beyond Earth. Also, PlayStation TV on test. Ooh, is that going to be a big thing, Daniel?
Maybe.
The making of No More Heroes. Okay.
Do you remember the actual PlayStation TV, Dominic? The one that had 3D, and then you could play like multiplayer with the same television if you wore like the polarized glasses together.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That was a big deal. And then of course, like, people were hacking the PlayStation TVs or the Vita TVs or whatever to work with that thing, and yeah, that was a weird time. It just felt like such a different time, Dominic. So innocent.
Yeah, so it is. Yes. If only you tell them what was going to happen. They're going to make a fake disease and make us stick in the homes in 2020.
Oh, no. RFK's getting to you, Dominic.
Oh, yeah. Let me see what this other cover is. I didn't look at. Yeah, it's not as good as that one. I'm not even going to bother putting it up there. But actually, I want to say that this was just the Christmas edition of Edge. I think there was another cover, but it wasn't like that great, and that's why I didn't bother putting it up here.
Makes sense.
I don't remember because some of these covers like now at the end of the year they have like the regular edition of the magazines, and then they have the holiday magazine because that's like, oh, you can buy your look to buy for the holidays, like basically your gift giving guides or stuff like that. Also, it was more money for you to buy another magazine. All right, so now we're going to Xbox Holiday Magazine. And they got Assassin's Creed Unity on the front here. Revolutionary. Wow.
In the wrong way.
The French Evolution? Exploring Paris in the sequel that rewrites all rules. Something, the game that should have been very big and huge.
Spectacular. It should have been amazing.
This is a company that's based in France. Yeah. I don't know where exactly in France they are. I'm going to be honest with you. All I know is Paris. What's another place in France?
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, I always feel like I hear the name Montpellier or whatever, but I have no idea where that is in comparison to,
Yeah.
Sorry. Ugly American stereotype, Dominic. We're just shoehorning ourselves right into it.
Man, I love looking at Twitter and seeing how the Europeans call us stupid and stuff for not knowing places in Europe.
Oh, yeah, tell me where Nebraska is.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, well, can't we just say the same thing about states here? And, like, what does it matter? And, like, in the grand scheme of things, what does it matter?
Yeah.
Like, really, does it really? Yes. It's nice to know the world. Like, yes. But, and, like, all depending on your life and what you do.
That's the thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the president of the United States should not know where Montpellier is in France. I'm saying me, a local guy doing thing.
Yeah, me not knowing. Yeah, that doesn't matter to me. I'm not even going there.
Once I go on my professional presidency run, then I'll know.
Oh, or did you see the also who was it? I forgot. It was one of the actresses. Saying, I think it was Sharon Stone, saying how people, the way, like, why Americans are the way they are. Like, just to summarize it, she said things about, like, because we don't travel, like, a lot of us don't even have passports and stuff like that, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because we don't have money.
And that's all I'm about to say. It's like, money is the biggest thing, man. Like, what do you want me to do?
And because we don't have money, we don't have time because we can't take time off of our jobs to go halfway around the world for a week.
And to learn about the world. I mean, come on, man. Like that. Don't say because of travel. I mean, look, man. Look. Partly, yes. Some people they do live in their bubbles, but we have access to not to live in a bubble either. Like,
also, I can go to Disney World and visit all of the continents. So, like, forget you.
Yeah. And I was like, you're talking from a place like who you talk. That's the thing. It's like who you're talking to about that. And then the people saying that they agree with her, I'm like, are y'all those? Oh, you must be people with means too who can just travel the world. And just because you can travel the world doesn't mean you still know everything.
No.
That's the bad thing. That still doesn't mean anything.
I mean, it obviously affords some opportunity. Like, I'm not against the idea of traveling. I would love to be able to travel more. But again, like, when am I going to find that time? How am I going to afford
what are you traveling to? Here's the thing. Also, you say about experiences. Like, what part of that place are you traveling to for your so-called experience?
The touristy part where they all actually speak English.
So I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's like, just because like, you say, you travel the world, Dominic. You learn about what these other cultures are doing. Are you traveling to the bad? Well, I call them bad, but like to the actual really regular, like the people there who are having they're poor and stuff, or are you just traveling to places where people have? I mean, yes, you're still learning something different, but it still doesn't mean you. I don't know, man. That's why I just sometimes hate like Twitter, like. I mean, especially like
you can stop there, Dominic. I hate Twitter.
I hate Twitter. Oh yeah, I did sign up for Blue Sky just to see what that is, which is the another Twitter variant. But it's supposed right now is nice. I guess it's a code called Nicer because nobody's over there right now. Even though they have like so many millions of people there. As they want to say.
I know they've said like a lot of people have gone over there, especially since like.
But I see a lot of people who are like, I'm part of ADOS, and I see a lot of people who are not, because they're like, oh, I hope those ADOS people don't come over here. I was like, oh, let me not put ADOS in my thing so I can just kind of blend in until some of my people come over.
So we're fading back into the bush.
Yeah, a lot of people say like, I left that place so I had to deal with them. I was like, deal with us. I said, I find that funny because I was like, y'all probably started something, because we don't go to you and attack you or anything. And like, if anybody did, they're not part of us. They're just somebody who might have used our name. But yeah, it's like, nobody goes, like, you would have to come to us to say something. But anyway, where was that? So, so Assassin's Creed Unity, on the front of here, it's really anticipated. A game, like, I still want to go back to play this game and some of the other Assassin's Creed games, but it's just that time, unfortunately, I've been lacking on working on my time machine, or working a way to stop time, or whatever. Hopefully one of these days, maybe Neil deGrasse Tyson will have something going on here so we can do that. And then I can have all the time in the world to play these games. But also here they got Far Cry 4 hands-on. It's Elephant versus Army in 2014's craziest shooter. Let's say hands-on. It should just be review, right? I mean, it's out by the time this is out. Metal Gear Solid 5 is Hideo Kojima's maddest game yet. Is this? Yes, it is. But gameplay wise is really good. Story wise it's what it is. Something that people will tell me I'm just too stupid to understand, and it's too smart for me. And all I should do is play my first person shooters. All right. Inside Resident Evil Revelations 2. Alien Isolation reviewed. Building a better Mordor. Okay. Microsoft buys Minecraft. Xbox. Oh, shit. That happened? Okay. Oh, yeah. That's what I need to do. I need to go, like, one of these things, because I always say, like, I gotta remember, every start of the new year, I always say I gotta remember to go to Wikipedia and look at the events that happen. But I always forget. So now I'm just going to say, I'm just going to go through all the events that happened within, like, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Like, later on this month, I'll do that. It's like, hey, this is stuff that happened 10 years ago, like, stuff, like, big deal. Like, Microsoft buying Minecraft. Like, that was huge. Xbox at Tokyo Game Show. GTA 5 hits Xbox One. And The Evil Within, Resident Evil 4's true successor. Oh, that's a question. I said it wrong. Oh, well. Battlefield Hardline. This is a very underrated game. This was not... I feel like people were really down on this too much. Like playing
These are the police we shouldn't have defunded, Dominic.
Cops versus robbers on the open road. And The Division. The prettiest apocalypse you'll ever see. Look at that. All right. So, where we at here? Game Informer. And we got Just Cause 3 is on the front of here, man. The new playground chaos and destruction rockets to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Like, Just Cause and Just Cause 2 were pretty big, like these open world games, especially Just Cause 2. Like, you just do anything. Honestly, yeah, I think that's the one I actually played a demo of. I never played the demo of 1, if there was a demo. Just Cause 3, I did play the demo. I actually technically I played the full game because I had it, but I never stuck with it. I had fun. I just never stayed with it. I always said, like, oh, I'm going to play through this, and then I don't. But it's a crazy game where you could just use your grappling hook and just hook everywhere and do everything. It was it's probably like one of the best sandbox games out there. I mean, like it was great. It's just a game I just didn't get into. It's a game I wish sucked, so I can have an excuse to say, like, that's why I didn't touch it. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I always think, like, okay, because I'm thinking like, oh, this it's getting saturated. It's always been, this is like the third one. I feel like the second one's gonna probably just be like the best one, and then after this is gonna suck, and then it didn't, and I was like, darn. Now I have an excuse. I have an excuse. I have to play it. But yeah, this game, and I think it seemed like always seeing it on sale. I mean, always see it like somewhere on sale or something. Until 4 came out, and then you start seeing that a lot. To this day, you still see 4 selling. I don't even know they're even doing a sequel to that. Oh, because this was a Square Enix game, right? This was part of Idols. This wasn't part of Idols, guys.
Yeah, I think so.
So I don't know if they would, and I don't know what the sales actually were. I would think it sold well though, because I mean, to go to a 4. Now I don't know how 4 sold, but I would think 3 sold well.
It's one of those games that's like super critically acclaimed, but it still flies under the radar. I feel like this doesn't. Yeah. I feel like this is at least on the level of like a Saints Row 3, but doesn't nearly get talked about as much.
Exactly. It's because of him. He's what is he? What's he supposed to be? Bolivian or something?
I was gonna say like Bolivian, or I think the country's made up. Not totally sure, to be honest with you, though.
Yeah, he's Colombian.
Yeah, we don't like the Colombians.
This is what we call it. Damn, I don't even. How can I think of that?
Just Cause 3 takes place in a fictional Mediterranean island country.
Should have been Antonio Banderas speaking for him.
The gritty remake will get him.
Or well, now they should just use like Pascal, whatever
Pedro
his name
Pascal.
is. Yeah,
he can't be at everything, Dominic. You can't keep getting away with it.
All right, so that's it for 2014. Now we're going back 20 years, 2004, and we got EGM magazine, which had like 5 covers. I only could find like 3 of them. I mean, I did see other ones, but they weren't. I didn't have good screenshots of them, because they were like on people's tables selling on eBay. But
with their addresses all over them, we're doxing everybody.
Yeah. So yes, this is Electronic Gaming Monthly. Had Halo 2 on the front with like 5 different color halos. I say halos, called Master Chiefs. Master Chiefs on there, basically. And I mean, of course, this is huge. I mean, this is Halo 2. I mean, this is like the biggest first-person shooter ever on a console, and it was the best until, I guess arguably Halo 3 came out. It was the best, and then that was briefly the best until Call of Duty Modern Warfare came out, which came out like maybe like a month later. Did it come out October or November? Because I know Halo came out in September. Yeah, Halo 3 came out in September. Yeah, but yeah, it Halo had its brief moment. I mean, it was still very, very popular. I mean, even without Call of Duty, but then Call of Duty kept selling. It just kept selling. Yeah.
November was Modern Warfare.
Yeah, and then, so they had about almost 2 months. I mean, when in November?
November 5th.
Yeah, probably like a month and weeks then.
September 25th to November 5th.
Man, I mean, Halo, I mean, it was still great. I mean, it still sold game busters. Like Modern Warfare was
a game that sold in 7-Elevens.
Yeah, exactly. It was it broke the record for release day of entertainment, which they compared it to movies, and I was like, oh god, I hate it. I always hated that.
Yeah,
I was like, why are you comparing the sales of movies? You know what? Fuck it, man. Everybody should just compare the sales of everything to everything. Then I mean, because it's not the same. It's not the same.
Yes, but how many Taco Bell $1 tacos has Halo 2 sold in comparison?
Yeah, exactly. Now, Call of Duty didn't know. When they first came out, it didn't sell like that. But longevity it did. It kept on selling. Yeah. And also, I mean, and I'm not even counting that it was multi-platform. I'm just talking about just the Xbox 360 itself, like sales compared to Halo. That it outsold it eventually. But Halo, but it wasn't like an end. I mean, because listen, I mean, it's gaming. Gaming, it doesn't need to just be one game and does it. It's just that Call of Duty was king, became king, and then Halo was like number 2 after that.
I do appreciate the fact that, like, even though these are just the same covers reskinned, like the reflections in the visors are actually different for each one of these covers.
That's what I was going to say, Daniel. I'll say use your super vision to tell me what those reflections are.
So like this one, the red one, you've got some other Spartans in there.
That's why
one guy looks like he's
one.
doing like guitar or something. But I think you might actually be doing some friendly fire. You might be mowing this guy down, unfortunately. So red Spartan is a bad guy. Yeah, white Spartan looks like he's fighting an elite because there's like an elite sword or something there.
Okay.
Plasma sword situation.
I don't know what the blue
guy
one
just
is.
looks like he's bumping up against a wall. He might be doing the Duke Nukem thing, like looking for a secret.
But yeah,
Or he's
Halo 2,
playing
I mean,
golf.
this is the first Halo to be online. This is like the biggest online game in console history at the time. Like, this is probably the most, like, consoles really did. Like, the for first person shooters, I mean, for competitiveness, like, technically you did have Final Fantasy 11, that's what it was. Yeah, I think 11 that came on PS2 and EverQuest and stuff, things of that nature. But I mean, as far as the first person shooters goes, man, this was it. Like, this was like in how much it is and how big it was. I mean, like, oh man, it looks, and then graphically at the time it looked great. I mean, this was just awesome. Like, this year actually in 2004. I mean, I don't know. I kind of missed it because my favorite years was 2001 and 2007. 2001 is really memorable because I was still in school, so it was me asked my mom to get stuff. 2004, this is when I was actually officially working, so only bought like at the time one game. I didn't buy anything until tax time. really for me. So it's just that I didn't really pay attention to a lot of these games because first of all, I only had a PS2. And so I wasn't really paying attention much to Halo 2 until the next year when I did get an Xbox, and then I got it. But I'm looking like 2004 was a big year. That was a big year. Like, I had to go back and look at it, you know, when we do when we always look at who won awards and stuff. 2004 might be up there. Might be up there as one of those big years in gaming as far as quality games. All right. What else we got? We got PC Gamer.
Yeah.
Magazine. And they got Half-Life 2 on the front. Man, it's the 20th anniversary. They have like they had like a re-release of the game, like something special, like with all the bells and whistles of 4K and they got ray tracing and stuff in that one too. Did they have ray tracing?
I don't know.
Like, I had no idea, man.
Yeah.
Like these are things I'm never going to see until a lot of years later now. But unless they're going to be on the handheld, if this ray tracing going to be in a handheld, that's the only way I'll probably see it at this point. But yeah, so Half-Life 2, man, world exclusive review of the game.
Yeah.
Right here. This is one of the biggest. Like, this is like the biggest game for PC, man, and like just gaming in general. I mean, because just for what this game has done, I mean, with the physics and everything, like just the gameplay was creative. It didn't compound with the graphics. Not just that it looked good, just that like we said before, but we talked about the game before, like just the physics and how things played and how like the realism of the stuff. It was just incredible. I'm
also interested, like, how did world exclusive reviews work for magazines? Because magazines all had to like drop around the same time, and you telling me that nobody else was able to review Half-Life 2? Like, that seems crazy to me. Because this is gonna be a trend for these magazines that we see. That's kind of partially why I selected this cover, even though it's just kind of bland, just Half-Life 2 symbol.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's what I always assumed. Always assumed that they had a deal.
They're like, we're dropping this magazine 2 days before everybody else drops their magazine. So
yeah, or like, yeah, we got the game early. Like, we got the game earlier than everybody else, and so we're gonna be able to put it out in our magazine before they can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's how that worked. Um, 12 things you need to know to run Half-Life 2 on your PC.
You need a better graphics card.
Yeah, yes, I did. And I would not get one until, what year is this? Supposed to be 2004?
Yeah.
2011. All right. And win a customized Half-Life 2 Super PC from Falcon Northwest.
Yeah, I remember
Details
Falcon
on page
Northwest.
122.
I also
don't.
remember, like, during these times, there were, like, 2 super popular Half-Life 2 themed case mods that people did. Well, not people did, but, well, at least 2 people did. One was just like this super rusty looking thing, which, like, I remember at the time being like, oh man, I could make my computer look like that. And now I'm thinking, like, why would I want my computer to look rusty? That's just silly. And then there was another one that made it look like the buildings with all, like, the fins and stuff. That was really cool. I'm trying to find a picture of that, but I can't right now. But I remember being in the forums back in the day, because this was around the time that, like, people started water cooling with just, like, the most janky setups where you've got tubes running out of the back of your PC case and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, I remember that stuff, yeah. Now, what is Falcon Northwest? That was a store?
It was like a custom PC fabricator, like
okay.
NZXT
right.
nowadays and stuff like that. Well, NZXT also makes components, but they're just the first one that comes to mind.
You see those ads in the magazines where they show, like, hey, look, get this computer here or something, like these custom made stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know the names of them, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. So where we at here? Hold on, let me get some of these windows closed here. All right. So now we're going to PC Gamer, the Holiday magazine. And they got World of Warcraft starter guide up here. Man, I'm sure, there's a lot in that, man.
Biggest issue ever, because it's just a guide for World of Warcraft.
Oh, look, exclusive Warcraft miniature.
See, that's also worth talking about.
Oh, darn. So,
I wonder how much this thing is worth nowadays, Dominic.
Yeah, and I wonder how big did those get? Or did, like, Warhammer and Dungeons & Dragons say, get the fuck out of here, man. Y'all stay, y'all. You got the
stay in your lane.
Yeah, get out of here. The World of Warcraft starter guide, play guides, Horde and Alliance, massive unnoted maps. Did I say that right, Daniel?
What was it? Sorry, I'm looking up this miniature. I want to see how much this thing costs.
Annotated? Oh, annotated maps?
Yeah, annotated. It just means, they've got notes on them, like, this is the name of this place over here and stuff like that.
Oh, darn. Yeah, that's neat. Player versus player tips. My tip is just don't do it. Say no. Somebody say, I want to fight you. No.
Don't ruin your life.
20 brilliant strategies every player needs to know. The Essential 2004 Holiday Gift Guide. 60 gifts for the gamer in your life. I used to hate seeing the gift guide in Game 4 because there's all these things that were expensive that I could not afford. I say one day I'll afford it. And to this day, I cannot. That is some of those things I cannot afford. Only thing I can afford was, like, the DVD collections.
Mm-hmm.
Where else we got here? Review the Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War. Wow, the first one. Man, NFL 2005. That's Ray Lewis. Star Wars Battlefront Miss 4. Wait, hold up. See,
wow, they got that many?
I did not know Miss went up to 4. I thought it stopped at 3. And honestly, I forgot about 3. I just remember 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I vaguely remember 3. Like, I remember, like, because I forgot what it was called, the subtitle, but I did not know Miss went up to 4. Tribe's Vengeance. I wonder, was Miss 4 good?
I have my doubts.
It got a 7 out of 10 on Steam. IMDb gave it 8.3. Wow, that's pretty high.
Revelation.
Revelation. Yeah, I never, I honestly never seen this. Ubisoft was the publisher?
Could I finally walk around in Myst, or was I still pointing and clicking and stuff?
It even came on the Xbox.
Oh wow.
They got, let me see what the people thought of this game. They gave it an 8.5 on computer and video games. I didn't give it a 9 out of 10. Metacritic 82, Xbox 75,
Wow.
PC was 82. I mean that's all right.
Yeah.
That's okay. Darn, it just never.
I feel like
Heard
it's
of
probably
this.
just Myst perverts that were playing these, like reviewing these games.
You said Miss Pervert.
Yeah, Myst perverts. People that are
But
super
Miss,
into Myst.
yeah, I remember my dad getting Miss like the first one. I think because it was the guys who made Seventh Guess who did it. That's what I want to say. I want to say that's why he played it. Miss and Seventh Guess. Let me see. Seventh Guess. Blah 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 blah. Bill Gates called Seventh Guess the new standard in interactive entertainment. Oh wow. Let me see. Somebody said Miss versus Seventh Guess. Someone explain to me why Miss, because the original Miss was built around a hacked version of HyperCard. Okay, that's a
Not
little too deep for me.
HyperCard. Man. Used
What'd you
that
say?
in middle school to make animations and stuff.
Oh, you did?
HyperCard, yeah.
Let me see. The venture game. Okay, Miss is the venture game designed by Rand Robin. It was developed by CM, blah, blah, blah. Border Bun. Yeah, I remember Border Bun. And I think they do Carmen San Diego too. Those Carmen San Diego games.
I don't remember
the-
that name.
The interactive blah blah blah, which reveals the backstory of the game's characters, the Miller brothers. Blah, 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 blah. No, no. I think a dad just bought Miss because Riven.
I feel like
Riven
everybody
was,
was buying Myst and Riven back then.
yeah. Then Riven was the sequel. The sequel to Miss. Yeah, and I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't remember Miss 3. I mean, I vaguely remember like hearing about it, but it's like Riven was it. Like it was missing Riven. That's what I remember. So yeah, I don't know. Miss, but I guess it was just compared to Seventh Guess because of the puzzles. Because puzzles,
That makes sense. I mean,
yeah.
it feels like it comes from a similar kind of lineage.
yeah. Wow. Okay. It says Miss was generally praised by critics and blah blah blah. But I'm looking at Metacritic. They only have the PC on a Wikipedia. They don't even have the PC freaking Metacritic number. They got the DS, the PSP, and the 3DS, and they all sucked except for the PSP. They got
Written
actually got
Word
60,
didn't exist back when Myst came
Well,
out, Dom, right? That's
PSP got 69.
why. Nice.
Yeah, DS got a 43 and 3DS got 23. How did 3DS get worse? Did they try to do 3D? That's what happened,
Probably, yeah.
and it was horrible. There was a Miss 5, Daniel.
I don't believe you.
And yeah. And it looks like these guys didn't work on Miss 3 and 4. But they worked on, I guess they said, well, we're going to work on Miss 5. They're working on a game they got a game in 2000 called Real Miss, which was a published by Mattel Interactive. What was that on? I don't know what that was on. Then what's it called? Uru or something like that. URU, Age Beyond Miss. That's what they were working on, while other people were working on Miss sequels.
They're like, we moved on from Myst.
And then they went back to Miss. End of Ages. Was that rated good? It got an 80. Like they weren't bad games. Huh. Darn, wow, I just totally missed those games. Well, I just purposely did because I always thought it was boring when I was a kid. All right, all right. So now, what are we looking at here, Daniel? We're looking at. Did I first talk about the front of the magazine?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think I did.
We got everything because that was the bottom banner there.
Yeah. Oh, there's another cover to this. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, better looking one.
Yeah, it's a better looking one. If I can
a
find
more attractive one, I should say.
Yeah, with the yeah, exactly. Because he's an orc. I mean, the orc guy. He's a
depends on what you're into. Yeah, he's a handsome guy. He's got chiseled chin.
Scars. Yeah, chicks dig scars.
Got the Chad jawline.
Yeah, exactly. He has a strong chin, Daniel. Yes. All right. And what I'm looking at here, we're looking at the official PlayStation magazine, and I believe I did have this one. Yes, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is on the front.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you picked this. It's kind of just plain.
Well, I picked it again, similar to the Half-Life one, because apparently they had exclusive. the first review of the biggest game ever. So like, how?
Darn! Wait a minute. Nobody else has the review.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're telling me nobody else reviewed, or just how did they release it first? Or is it because they had OneUp.com and they're like, we put it on the website?
People should have reviewed it. Because, like, when did it come out? I'll put 5. Darn. San Andreas? October 26th it came out.
So how'd they have the first review in December?
I don't believe that. I don't believe they are.
I'm so confused. They're like, hey guys, remember when we already reviewed this game?
It does say December 2004.
Yeah, no, it's magazine's correct cover. We didn't have all these influencers back in the day, Dominic. We didn't have websites reporting on this stuff, so.
Yeah, because I could have sworn I read the review of this game in Game Informer. Like I mean December issue comes out in November. Okay, so maybe technically they did. Maybe this came out like a week before Game Informer's magazine comes out. Something like that. Like, that's the only thing I can think of that, like, because maybe you didn't get the review of it in October's magazine, because October magazine is technically September's.
Right.
And maybe this is November, so maybe they did get it first. But I bet you it's probably weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not like Game Informer had to wait another month to do it.
Right.
Or EGM or whatever those magazines do. I don't know. Yeah, that is weird. That is weird.
At the same time, like to think about it though, like we're looking at these other magazines, and so maybe like PC Gamer, obviously, I don't know how many other sites are talking, or sites, how many other magazines are going to be talking about Half-Life, but like Game Informer, their big story is we'll talk about that, but it's not it's not Grand Theft Auto, so maybe they had the exclusive rights and they're like, I guess we'll talk about Batman until next month.
Damn, I gotta look at Game Informer the last month, because I gotta see, like, because they would say like, hey, we got Grand Theft Auto reviewed. Maybe it was next month. Maybe it was. I gotta look at it. Darn, I just don't remember it. But yes, Batman Begins is on the cover of Game Informer magazine for 2004. And I'm trying to remember how I felt about this. I think when I looked at it, it looked good. Like, the screenshots look really good.
I bought this game. It was okay. I remember them talking about it at the time. Like, this is the best Batman game since whatever previous Batman game was decent.
I'm about to say, what, like a Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like side-scrolling fighter?
Pretty much. But yeah, I remember them talking positively about it, and it's an okay game. It's nothing to write home about necessarily, but it was fine.
I never watched the gameplay of this. Like, all I've seen is screenshots. Like, I can look at it now, because I always want to know what you actually do.
A little bit of everything. It was some combat, some racing, not racing, but like some car stuff also.
Was it like stealth?
Did you do some? I think you did some stealth stuff too. But
wow, if he didn't, Daniel, that's kind of disappointing.
I mean, didn't Batman just drop out of the ceiling and fight people all the time?
Who made this game?
Oh shit! Who did make this game?
And did Christian Bale? Did he do lend the voice for the video game?
I do not think so. It was probably Troy Baker, or
it wasn't
Baker.
Even the guy who did the cartoon.
It was EA that published along with Warner Brothers, and it was Eurocom that developed it.
That's right, because Warner Brothers they didn't have a studio.
Yeah,
like they wasn't publishing games then.
Eurocom, Blizzard Albany, Dominic. Ever heard of them? Yeah, me neither.
No.
Oh no, Dominic. Vicarious Visions was an American video game developer and is a division of Blizzard Entertainment known as Blizzard Albany. Blizzard Albany is just Vicarious Visions, Dominic.
Oh, God. They changed their name.
People. They destroyed them. Look at what they did to our beautiful boy.
Yeah, they really just took them away, man. You couldn't even... You gotta call it Blizzard Albany? God.
You couldn't just leave them as Vicarious Visions, the thing that everyone knew them for all the things that they liked?
Freaking Albany, New York. I don't know nothing about it.
This is also when I find out that Vicarious Visions was in Albany, New York.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't know. Moving to Strikers Island or something. All right. Yeah, so you got Batman up here, Gotham, Dark Knight Descends on Xbox, PS2, and GameCube.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you got the GameCube version. That's why it wasn't good, Daniel.
Version, of course, yeah.
No, that's why it wasn't good. You gotta get the
It was fine. Like I said, it was fine. Got to drive the Tumbler.
Also, exclusive U.S. bosses revealed for Xenosaga 2.
Such a weird.
Yeah, I guess
weird
they got.
thing.
Yeah, because Japanese don't like horror games. Oh, sorry, they got little hands, Daniel.
That's why they didn't like the Xbox controller.
They didn't make this. Yeah, that whole Xbox controller. We got the big hamburger controller they used to call it, right?
The Duke.
So yeah, we say we like it like our controllers like our big as our hamburgers. 8 pages of games and info for the Nintendo DS.
Yeah. That sexy system, Dominic.
And look at this. Xbox Driving Simulator. Forza Motorsport, man.
It's here, Dominic. It's here to kill
yeah,
Gran
people's
Turismo.
like, oh, nobody's going to take care of Gran Turismo. But then they said, yeah, we could come out with a game every other year. Shit. Well, y'all just... Like, I mean, almost to appreciation of... Like, at first it was appreciation of, like, okay, see, like, because Sony was putting a lot into the game, so it takes longer. It was like, it seemed like it felt like a premium.
Yeah.
But now that then when I actually played Forza Motorsport, I was like, oh, these guys worked hard too. I don't know why you're taking so fucking long. I don't know why those games taking so fucking long to make for Sony. All right, so we are done with 2004. Yep. My fault. So now we're going back 30 years, 1994. I was a young lad in 4th grade, and you were in 3rd grade.
Yep.
In my school, that's like a separation between,
church and state.
No, yeah, no. It was an intermediate ring when you're in 3rd to 5th, and I'm at your school. I forgot what they call it between pre-K and 2nd grade. Yeah, because I remember Tom Jefferson, it used to be like in that area, it was like a brown floor or something like that. And then by the time you get to Edie area, the floor was green, and there were lockers. And you didn't have lockers in the other wing. You had like cupboards and stuff, and in your classrooms.
Yeah. Now that you say that, I think that was similar, in Powhatan.
Yeah. So yeah, I should thought when I finally got to 3rd grade, it was like a big deal. It's like, oh look, I'm the big kid now. Yep.
Pushing all those little kindergartners around.
So anyway, Game Pro magazine, and they have Donkey Kong Country on the front.
Hell yeah,
here,
they
man.
did.
Riding the ostrich. I don't know the ostrich.
Beautiful renders.
But look at that. They got the ostrich got some sneakers. I just thought he was wearing Jordans. So yeah, I don't know what the brand shoe he got there.
There's some Adidas, Dominic.
Yeah, the Adidas.
They're just missing the third line.
Yeah, Adidas. This is when Adidas were This is the time because like Adidas. This is between the 80s and the 2000s. The Adidas in the 90s was they were okay. They weren't big. At least in the U.S. As far as the black community, they weren't like huge. Yeah. They didn't get huge again until I want to say maybe the 2000s. Like maybe started that.
Who was the player with the best Adidas shoe?
That's a good question, Daniel. I think by the time the player had a good Adidas shoe, I stopped caring about shoes.
Okay.
I was a Nike guy. Like I was a brand guy. So I picked my brands. I said I hated Reebok. I always just loved Nike. I like Jordan, but I could never afford it. But when my parents weren't going to pay for it, and then by the time I got money, I didn't want to pay for it. So I just said,
who did Kobe have his shoes with?
First it was Adidas.
Okay, that's who I was thinking of.
Yeah, he was Adidas. Then he switched to Nike. Okay. And I remember people used to always say I wish Kobe wasn't a freaking Adidas or something like that. Like I saw I kind of figured. I said I guess the West Coast people were buying them because I was like I ain't never seen anybody over here buying them.
No, because these shoes were fucking ugly.
Yeah, they were.
The Kobe 2s, oh my god, yeah.
So yeah, I was like, oh, that must be a West Coast thing or something. That's what I was thinking. It was like, because I ain't seen nobody wear those shoes. And then he eventually came to Nike. I guess when his deal was up. And
I think there was one dude in like high school that had the Kobe 2s, the yellow and white ones. But I'd just been like, these are future boots. What are you doing?
Might as well get the Shaqs. I used to did not like those Reebok Shaqs, the ones with like the circle.
Mm.
Like it was like a circle with black and white. Like kind of, I didn't really like them. I like the Walmart Shaqs tennis shoes though.
I feel like people used to wear the Shaqs though for a while there.
No, they did. They did. Weirdos. They hypnotize you. All right, man. So, this was still the #1 video game magazine at the time in 1994. Daniel, GameStop has not.
I can't wait till we get to the cover where they go the #2 video game magazine of all time. It's gonna be very exciting.
Check out Nintendo's groundbreaking Gorilla. Also got a pro strategy guide for Earthworm Jim for both the systems, Super Nintendo and Genesis. Pro reviews of Super Punch Out, The Lion King, NHL Hockey 95, Madden NFL 95, Alien vs. Predator, Echo, The Tides of Time, Super Return of the Jedi, Michael Jordan, Chaos in the Windy City.
Hell yeah.
And previews of Snatcher. Snatcher. And isn't that the one where the people be snatching the girls?
No, that was why am I blanking on the name of that stupid game? Yeah, but no, it wasn't that one.
No, I know. I thought there was another one of the.
I don't know why I just tried to go to Snatcher.com, Dominic, but I'm glad that doesn't exist.
Well, there's a movie called Snatchers that came out in 2019. It got 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. Snatcher,
I don't think this is at all what I was expecting it to be, Dominic.
Me neither. It's like a
noir detective situation.
Yeah,
like Blade Runner.
You know what? Yeah, this is Hideo Kojima.
Oh yeah. Okay, I thought that name sounded kind of familiar.
Jeez. Oh, I never put two together with this game. All always when I think of Hideo Kojima's earliest game is that cop game he did.
Which one was that?
It was called let me just click on his name because it'll show it.
Police Knots?
Yeah, Police Knots, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking Police Knots. But Snatcher,
looks like they might be connected in some way.
Yeah, this project Snatcher releasing blah 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 blah. A visual novel. It has visual novel elements, a graphic adventure, visual, but it was instructed.
Sounds like you need to play it then, though.
But look, it was instructed to him to trim it down to 2. It was supposed to be 6 chapters.
Oh, see,
look at that.
See, Dominic, that was when it started. He was like, "I'm never listening to people ever again." Cut
the
no
team wanted to
content.
create a 3rd chapter, but we're already over the allowed development schedule, so we're forced to end the game on a cliffhanger.
It's Metal Gear Solid all over again.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to edit. The Cyberpunk influenced game has a semi-open world design. Kojima and character designer, a guy with a Japanese name, treated the project like making a film or anime rather than a game. Which, hey, that's what he seems to do in a lot of his games.
Just let this man direct a movie already. Get it out of his system.
Oh, yeah. So what was the story? I'm trying to get the story. It's got to be like they're snatching girls, right?
Oh, yeah.
The Japanese media, I mean, because I'm on Kojima's page, not on the game. Oh, here we go. It's a cyberpunk adventure. There is no point-and-click interface with all the action made through text menu with commands such as move, look, investigate. The plot is the mid-21st century, Daniel. 50 years after the biological weapon known as Lucifer Alpha killed much of the world's population. Lucifer Alpha.
Not Lucifer Alpha.
In Neo Kobe City, a metropolis on a artificial island in Eastern Asia, humanoid robots dubbed Snatchers, have been recently discovered killing humans. Oh, never mind. That's stealing.
Yeah, this is Blade Runner.
Donning their skin as disguise and replacing them in society. Yeah. Except Blade Runner wasn't taking people's skins. They were already...
Nah. Yeah, they already look like humans.
Yeah. Snatcher. I don't see that girl with blue hair in the cover. They all got normal, regular hair. Normal, white, blonde hair Japanese people.
Yeah. The problem was they couldn't choose from that color palette on the game because they had already used blue somewhere else. They're like, well, her hair is going to be blue, I guess.
Snatcher. All right. Where else are we up here? We got Street Fighter 2 on the 3DO, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and more. Also, you got Ultra 64 preview, Daniel.
Oh yeah.
Can't wait till that come out. Killer Instinct, Sega 32X games, and Rev X Destroyed. Samurai Showdown, Genesis, Super Nintendo, and Game Boy, plus Samurai Showdown 2. They already got the cycle ready for you, and they're already just showing off this game. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now what else we got here? We got our last cover here, Sega Visions, and they got my boy up here, Knuckles.
Looking like a straight up jabroni.
Whatever. What does a jabroni
like
even
Knuckles,
mean?
but man, this drawing is not great.
Yeah, it's really? I mean, I don't know.
He's weirdly proportioned, Dominic.
Okay. All right, Daniel. I don't
know. Something
I,
about his torso that just looks off. It looks like they took the Knuckles head and then they just drew a body around him.
You're the artist. I mean, I'm just not seeing it. All right. Sonic and Knuckles, revolutionary lock-on technology lets Knuckles escape into Sonic 2 and 3. Look at that, Daniel. Look at that technology. You put the cartridge on top of the cartridge. You cannot do that.
Gotta admit, I was jealous until I got that on the 64 with the Game Genie. Oh, wait, they did that on Super Nintendo too. Get out of here with that, Dominic. We had that technology. We just used it for cheating.
You mean Nintendo?
Cool.
Nintendo. They did it on Nintendo. So
yeah, I guess they did it on Nintendo too. And Super
was
Nintendo.
there a Master System Game Genie?
I feel like there had to be.
Yeah, but that's just cheats. You couldn't put Knuckles in a game. Even though the Game Genie
with my cheats, Dominic.
I'm about to say, you probably with cheats,
you'd be shocked at the things I could add to my games.
Yeah, you probably could put other characters and stuff in there. 32X
I could add naked Knuckles.
Naked. Well, he already naked.
Exactly.
32X home arcade action. They got Doom. Yep, I had Doom. I had Star Wars arcade. I mean, technically, it was my sister's, but she wasn't playing it, so I just took it. And Virtual Racing Deluxe. Did I have? I think I had that one too. I had all the games that probably was released for that damn thing, probably because it wasn't much. Power Rangers Mighty Morphin game action on Genesis, Game Gear, and Sega CD on page 22, and exclusive coverage of Mortal Kombat 2 on the 32X. I really want to know, I want to see what's the difference between 32X Mortal Kombat and the Sega Genesis one.
Even worse loading times?
It should not be any loading times.
But aren't they using, doesn't the 32X use the CD-ROMs? No?
They were cartridge.
Oh, okay. What's the CD? They might
just Sega CD.
Sega CD.
Yeah,
just like the Sega CDs.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for the flashback segment. So we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, get to the gaming news.
All right.
And we're back. So let's get to the gaming news. What we got, Dan?
All right, Dominic. First up, Shuehei Yoshida is leaving Sony after 31 years. He's been there this entire time.
Damn.
If you don't know the name, he is the guy that was handing off the disc to the other guy in the famous meme of Sony going, "Hey, you want to share games? You could just hand it to your friend." The other guy, of course, being Adam Boyes at the time. Basically, a relations guy. You know, he's the guy that's been kind of one of the faces of Sony for the longest time. It feels like he's definitely one of the few names that I actually know out of the corporate structure over there. So good for him being able to leave. I didn't get the impression one way or the other if he was retiring fully, which it feels like he probably deserves to do at this point in his life, or if he's just going to potentially end up somewhere else. But best of luck in his future endeavors, I guess.
Yeah, he's been there. Yeah, he's been with the Sony, the PlayStation division all those years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, he's been there very close. I don't know when exactly the whole pre-production of PlayStation started, but he's been there close to the very beginning.
Yeah. It's just wild to think about.
Yeah, 31 years.
The
Because the
entire
30th anniversary of
company.
released. Yeah. This 1 year before it's been released. Man, he's been, yeah. He's always been there.
Yeah. All right. One constant that we thought we had, Dominic, but is now leaving us, Xbox avatars, which you may also have forgotten even exist.
Yes, even though that's my picture.
Yep. The avatar editor is going to be retired as of January 9th,
So wait a minute, what's going to happen to my picture? Can still be there though, right?
Yes,
my
sure your
pic?
picture will be, because it's just a screenshot of the avatar. So now is the time. If you
I wanted to imagine that it's my avatar in a little bubble.
They did say that Xbox 360 avatars will still exist to the extent that they still exist in the year of our Lord 2025. But
so that guy can still have his lightsaber that he bought, that he got very angry at me for telling him about buying it.
The interesting thing that I saw is they're doing refunds for stuff that was purchased between November 1st, 2023. But they also said through January 9th, 2025. So does that mean if I could just right now buy all the coolest Avatar stuff and then just get my refund for it once the store shuts down?
Take a screenshot of it and then give it back.
I'm gonna buy $10,000 worth of Avatar clothing, make it my icon on the Xbox, and then I'm gonna get my money back.
Yeah.
Just sounds like a sound
Microsoft
investment.
Bucks.
Yeah, probably. I'm like, oh no, I have Game Pass for the rest of my life, I guess.
Like,
yeah.
Just see, can I use this to get groceries?
Avatars, I mean, after the 360 era, like avatars were never a thing. The Xbox One ones
really
didn't catch on. And I would much rather have Rare working on new games than working on more avatars. So like, it is what it is. I'm glad we're moving on. I'm interested to see how long the Mii phenomenon, sticks around for Nintendo, whether we're going to see that moving into the Switch 2 era or if they're going to finally retire that stuff at some point too. All right, Dominic, next up, this is not confirmed yet and may not be something that ever actually gets officially confirmed.
What was PlayStation?
What do you mean?
Did PlayStation have something?
They had Home, PlayStation Home.
Yeah, the Home, yes.
Yeah,
So
it's realistic.
It's all dead in like some world we can't even get into. Like the Home world is there. It's still there, Daniel. You just can't get there.
I saw a lot of people saying maybe it was like the PSVR stuff, but that they should bring Home back as this like kind of special thing.
Special?
Yeah. I mean, some people are special. If they want Home back, they might be a little bit special. Yeah, so this next story is more of rumors right now, but it's some reporting going around that the Mortal Kombat 1, all of the future DLC is going to be canceled. This includes like an additional story DLC that they were reportedly working on, mostly due to the poor reception and sales of the Chaos Reigns and Character Pack 2 or Combat Pack 2 DLC, which is unfortunate. I mean, we just saw the release of Ghostface like last week, so I guess they will be finishing out, the Terminator stuff and whatnot that they're doing for this pass and the Conan and the Barbarian stuff, and then we won't see any DLC after that. My argument would be this stuff is too costly. Like you're doing too much here. We were looking at the sale, what the price was for these games during all like these Black Friday sales and whatnot. And you still can't get that game and all the DLC that's been released up till now for like less than $70. It's kind of crazy.
Wait a minute. So they had some future DLC planned. Like, was it supposed to be
like unannounced stuff?
Oh,
yeah, because like they have the Combat Pack 2 stuff announced, like Conan and Terminator and Noob Saibot and stuff like that. Ghostface. Yeah. So they're still in the process of releasing that stuff.
Like, because of poor reception / sales of Chaos Reigns. Yeah, I didn't hear really good reception from it, but I guess the sales they were that bad that they weren't even going to do no future, like not even future characters. God, that is crazy.
Yeah. So that's unfortunate for someone who likes those games, but at the same time, like it's not surprising because I mean this game in general has kind of been like the talk around it initially was pretty positive, but it fell off It
fell off pretty fast, yeah.
I don't know what the actual like fighting game community is saying about it right now, but
the fighting game community seems like they just so anti. I mean, I wouldn't say they're anti Mortal Kombat. I wouldn't say that.
It's definitely been seen in a lower light than like a Street Fighter and even a Tekken and whatnot, though. That's
even
for sure.
Though the sales were, they sell better, but people say
it's called jealousy, Dominic.
Mainstream. They say, "Oh, we're mainstream" or something. But it was like Street Fighter was mainstream. What are you talking about? Like, what are you saying? I mean, you can say it's hardcore all you want, but I mean, people know Street Fighter. It's been around for fucking years. I mean, it was the thing before Mortal Kombat. but yeah, man, see, I haven't played it. Like, I haven't played
Yeah.
it. I haven't played Street Fighter either. I am interested in playing Street Fighter too, because I mean, I do like what I saw of what Street Fighter is doing, especially with the single player for this time around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the look of Street Fighter Five. I enjoyed that the look of it, and when they finally put everything into it, like it's a great game. I mean, when it started out, because it was just like a piecemeal type of thing they were doing there, almost kind of like what Killer Instinct was doing, but it came out to be a better product by the end. Yeah, Mortal Kombat. I mean, like I said, I haven't played it enough so I can really judge it. But yeah, I mean, these games, like, we already know what they do. It's like they come out $70, and then they add characters. So it's like, I'm just gonna wait till I can get it on sale and just play everything, because I don't need to play it now. I don't really play online against folks, so I just enjoy playing single player and doing those random matches that add stuff. Like, I like doing that. Kind of thing. So I don't need to get it when it first comes out. I don't need to, like, yeah, it's not a big deal. It's like, it's not no fear of missing out for me personally. Like, it's not a big deal for me. I get it for people who are in the scene, because you want to stay up to date and with the characters and stuff as things go on, because you play online against people. But yeah, like you said, it does get pretty expensive, man. I mean, you're talking about getting this, and then you want to get some more characters. Seemed like what I say, like $50, I think, for the Chaos Reign plus everything else, or something like that.
Yeah, I was wrong about it being over 70. It's 45 on Steam right now for the Chaos Reigns collection, which includes the game and both combat packs.
So 45, I mean 45 now, but I was saying regular price. I was talking about regular price, like, initially. Like, it was $70 for the main game, and I think it was
like 40.
It's only 40. Darn, I thought it was like 50 with everything. Because you could get Chaos Reign just with their characters, but you still don't have those other DLC that came before it.
Right.
That's what I was trying to think. I was trying to think it was 50 with everything, like all DLC.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure. I think it was around 50. It was almost a full
it's
another
$90
game.
regular for the Chaos Reigns collection. So
okay, $90 regular. True. So yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, that
Chaos
could be the
Reigns.
deal.
Oh yeah, Chaos Reigns bundle as listed here on Steam is.
Oh no, I'm saying if you bought the game,
60.
like if you bought
that's
the
what I'm saying
$70
is just the Chaos Reigns portion. You still need the base game, and this doesn't necessarily include the. Okay, maybe it does include the first season of People, because Ermac's on here.
I was about to say that $100 better be, because that's way too much.
Well, but so the base game, if you bought the base game, that's $70. And then this bundle, let's say you didn't buy anything after you bought that base game, this is another $60. So
Woo!
you could have spent $110 on this game.
Jesus, yeah, that's even more than that. I'd say 50.
100.
That's a lot. That is a lot. Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, look, you can say like how much work they probably put into it. Yeah, but to me, I feel like how many characters is that? Like the most I feel like paying for a character, like, individually, is $5.
Yeah, see, they're charging $8 per character. $7.99.
And that might actually not be bad, but that's just, I don't want to spend that much money for a game, man.
Yeah.
Like, I would have to get on sale
now for $3.99, but still,
like $70. Cause come on, $70 initially is like, I don't know. That's a lot.
And then we start talking about costumes and stuff.
I mean, and I don't know if they do microtransactions in that game.
I think they do. I think they've got all the jewels and stuff to unlock stuff.
See, I understand. If you did do microtransactions, then I'll be like, I mean, I can understand. I still won't like it, but I can understand. But since you do, I'm like, nah, man, you can get your money back. You could just what you should do is do what all like those games do. Like, and I'm buying it. This is not a free to play game.
Yeah.
I'm buying the game. Give me the characters. Let me buy the skins.
Yeah, and I see a lot of complaints on Steam here in the reviews is that basically like the Chaos Reign stuff adds like 30 minutes of gameplay. I'd be interested to see what like gameplay is versus like story, video stuff. But even if that's the case, like if all your production is going into that video, maybe you need to reassess like how you're spending your time and resources.
Yeah.
If people want to play your game, they want to play your game. So like you can work around that with your story, I would argue. Unfortunate to Dominic.
Yeah, another WB problem then. So like they had a Suicide Squad came out this year.
Hey Dominic, you can get Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League for $3.49 right now.
I know, and I was thinking about
if you didn't already get it for free through Amazon.
It's free on Amazon?
It was. I don't know if it still is or not.
Do you got it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, but it's for PC though, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can run it. I need that shit on like your PS5 so I can play it through remote play.
Yeah. Yeah. The deluxe edition of Suicide Squad is $5. $4.99.
What, on PlayStation 5?
On Steam.
Oh.
Let's see. PlayStation.
That's probably, I bet you that shit probably not on sale.
Squad.
It's gotta be on sale at least.
It is $13.99 right now.
That's too high. See, I mean, that's actually not too high. It's just that
it is $100 for the deluxe edition.
Oh, they ain't bring that.
That is not on sale at all.
Oh, they did not make that on sale. Wow.
They do have a game trial, a 3-hour full game trial for
I don't need
PlayStation
a trial.
Plus.
I already know what that game is.
In fact, I've watched all the cutscenes already.
Yeah.
All right, Dominic, let's get back into the news. Speaking of Sony yet again, this is another rumor one, as we're kind of getting to the season where there's not a lot of news per se going around, but there is some reporting coming out of the Wall Street Journal. Per se. Sony is reportedly working in early development on a handheld capable of playing PS5 games. I mean, I could see if we're in early development coming out like 2 years from now and having a system that plays games that came out on a PS5 that aren't necessarily up to snuff of the way PS5 runs it. I don't know. Obviously, we like competition. Does Nintendo need competition in the Switch 2 market from a Sony or a Microsoft, or is like Steam doing that well enough and all of these PC manufacturers? What do you think?
I don't know, honestly. Because I feel like the Switch it's its own thing. It's a console and you can play it remotely. And I feel like PlayStation, they can do that technically. I mean, they got their portal.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can just do what Microsoft is already doing and put the app on the phone and all this stuff, you can have it so you just stream those games. Like, I mean, I guess you could. I guess it'd be cool if you can make a Steam Deck kind of thing with PlayStation games. But I just don't know how successful that would be.
Yeah.
Like,
especially if
That's
you're
the
locking
thing.
yourself into an ecosystem. I mean, the benefit that
Yeah.
we're seeing for Nintendo with the Switch, especially, is that they're now developing for one system. They're not, splitting their resources between a console for the home and a console for or a handheld. They're not having to do that anymore. So we're seeing far
Yeah.
more.
And I guess that's
games
is that what
from
PlayStation's
Nintendo.
trying to go for? Too?
I wonder, because they tried with the Vita to make console level games, and obviously, it wasn't quite up to that snuff. But some of those games did look incredible. I mean, that Uncharted game was pretty crazy looking. But at the time, it didn't seem like, at least, that people wanted those experiences on such a small screen.
On a handheld.
Now, obviously,
Yeah.
we're talking about bigger screens nowadays, but I don't know. And we see with the Steam Deck and whatnot, like, it seems like there is more of an audience there, but the Steam Deck also has the benefit of people's Steam libraries. A lot of that has to do with the fact that people have
they already have these
libraries.
games.
Yeah, that they already have these games and they haven't necessarily been able to play them because they didn't, want to sit in front of their computer 24/7. But now
Exactly. Yeah.
they can,
And plus,
they can have that on the go.
And in my case, it would be that, look, my computer, I'm not going to be buying a high-end probably computer again. Probably next computer I get, if I am going to get desktop, it's going to be okay. It's going to be something I can run, but probably not high-end games.
Yeah.
I probably can still play some.
Not 4K 256 frames per second.
I'm not going to be paying that anymore. Like, I think that's it. I'm going to want a Steam Deck. I just get a Steam Deck, and like I'm into streaming. Like, if I can, and then there's a streaming stuff, I'll do that because I just makes it easier.
Yeah,
Like, I feel like I just felt like that was more of the future. I mean, it still can be, but I just don't know how. Yeah, I just don't know how PlayStation competing, like, just the market. Like, what's the market going to look like for them? And will they support it?
yeah. Because in a lot of ways, it's like you said, the PlayStation Portal could effectively be this thing, as long as people are in range of a solid Wi-Fi connection. But it's also up to you to make sure that the back end is up to snuff to handle that stuff in a similar way to like what NVIDIA is doing, or seemingly Microsoft's trying to do. But obviously we've experienced, some issues with that. But as the market grows, you would think, more resources would be put into developing that stuff. I don't know that it benefits them in any way to try and go after the handheld market.
So, okay, they make a handheld. It's probably PS5. Once the PS6 come out, and like, how does this work?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, we'll have a handheld that can run PS5 level games with FSR or whatever, upscaling stuff. But at that point, we're going to be moved on to a PS6. So, like, is there still going to be some level of like collaboration there, or is it going to be like, oh, well, now these games you can play them, but they're kind of outdated? You got to buy the new version of Last of Us 2. So, I don't know. I have very little interest in Sony going into this. As far as like competition goes, like I don't think the problem is with people competing against Nintendo in hardware. I think the Nintendo advantage has always been their software.
Always.
And if we're not talking about a new Sly Cooper, we're not talking about a new Spyro. I mean, Spyro is even on a different level now, because Spyro could be Microsoft's, mascot. Jack, if we're not talking about those games, then I don't think we're talking about them necessarily competing with Nintendo anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't want to say I hope they're not working on hardware, but I hope they recognize that that's not necessarily the problem that they're, I'm sure they have reasons as to why they would be interested in releasing handheld hardware, but in a lot of ways, it just feels like, why wouldn't you collaborate with one of these people already doing the hardware, and going that route, making it, even if you're going to be like kind of crappy and do one of these things where it's like, PlayStation streaming exclusive to the Legion Go or something like that. In a similar way, you see like, these other handhelds other than the Steam Deck getting like Game Pass streaming that you can't necessarily do on the Steam Deck. Now that's obviously, more of a Steam's, I don't want to say Steam's fault, but because it's not running, it just inherently doesn't really have that same service that it does if you're just running a Windows instance. That is Microsoft needing to, collaborate with Valve to get some sort of Steam Deck app out there. And obviously you can use the web browser, and there are ways to do that stuff on the Steam Deck, but it's just not as intuitive as the Steam Deck is kind of designed to be otherwise. I don't know. We constantly hear about, these companies losing money on hardware and stuff like that. And it's like, but maybe you don't have to do that. Maybe you could just let somebody else do it and make sure, obviously, it's like licensed by Sony or something. You put your sticker on it as long as it's up to your level of satisfaction. But it feels like there's enough players in this space right now, in this kind of like powerful handheld situation. Just keep releasing your games on PC, and eventually you can have a handheld PlayStation effectively, because I can play Horizon on the Steam Deck, I can play God of War on the Steam Deck, stuff like that.
Yeah exactly. It doesn't, I mean, I see what they do, but right now I'm just not seeing like really necessary for that. Like, because I feel like if I'm going to get some other handheld, I'm going to get something that's similar to a Steam Deck, where I can play multiple games that's even your games. So it's not locking me out of playing these other games. Exactly. Yeah, I'm just going to stick with that. And plus, I know that will probably be sticking around a little longer because you haven't proven the PSP and the Vita support.
Especially if they were to do something like PC oriented, or like something slightly more open where somebody might be able to find a back door into it and then exploit piracy, because that's always the excuse you hear about those two systems is, they kind of got abandoned because of, rampant piracy on that stuff. So yeah, I guess the future will tell, Dominic. That is all the news and rumors I saw going around.
And going back to the piracy, because I think there's something. Because I'm trying to think of what game sold really well. Cyberpunk, I know they were talking about some of the sales on that, like how that sold it sold very well. Like, even though the launch was.
But how could it, Dominic? They ship it without any sort of whatchamacallit, piracy, anti-piracy stuff.
Exactly, and like even with what happened at launch, which was really with the console versions, in
a lot of ways. I mean, obviously PC suffered a bit, but not in the same way.
Not the same way, exactly. It sold well. It sold well. I mean, it was a good game. Like, it wasn't as good as I wanted to be, but it was. I enjoyed it, and I do want to one day. I'll probably get it again, because I do want to play it. The whatchamacallit DLC, but see, like, that game, how it's selling well, no de novo, whatever going on with that. That was another game that really sold well too. Oh, Baldur's Gate, no de novo. It's just amazing me, like, and then that these companies do, like, they get this stuff, and I'm like, I'm not seeing it. Like, I'm just not seeing the benefit of it. Like, from even from them, it's like, man, I don't think y'all losing much sales, and y'all giving these people money, and and yeah, I don't think you're losing that many sales, man. Like I really do. I think if your game didn't do well, and it seemed like some of your games don't. I'm looking at the set like I say y'all be disappointing in sales, and y'all got the nouveau.
Yeah.
And I guess I mean you could say that oh they would have lost more. Yeah, they wouldn't have lost that much more. Yeah, people just don't like the game. Yeah, like that's just what it is. People just didn't like the game. And like or they just weren't or they just weren't interested in the game. I should say because they didn't buy it. I mean I don't know about refund stuff, but yeah, I'm just not. Yeah, I'm just like saying like, darn, is anti piracy really needed? Because I'm not seeing it like it's doing a big turnaround. Because within itself, like the games that are really like big sellers are either like free to play games, so they sell like Fortnite, where their stuff is they get money from skins and all that stuff and battle passes, and then that's online. You can't steal that stuff. And then if you do find a way to steal it, they have their own ways of getting the cheaters. And if there is a way, I mean, I don't know what it is like with that stuff, but obviously they're not hurting because they're making a lot of money. And then games you do buy, like Call of Duty and stuff, like it's multiplayer. So you're not going to get people released it. And then that's kind of always online, I want to say, even for their campaign. I mean, I don't think I can be offline playing the campaign on that game. But yeah, it's just like, man, y'all really just giving these guys money for that, like, the stuff, and like just like anti-cheat, and like I don't know, I feel like y'all just gotta put the work in for that stuff. I mean anti-cheat. I mean I don't know if how is that affecting. I know just usually what we hear about is the piracy thing. I haven't really gotten to deal with the anti-cheat thing. I mean that might be good because that's where I always feel like yeah, if you get something to anti-cheat, that's great. Even though I mean. Especially if you don't feel like you have the resources to do it, you can get somebody else to work on that. But yeah, the piracy stuff, yeah, I'm like, man, if your game is good, it's all right, man. Cause wait a minute, Shadow of the Earth Tree, my fault. That's not de nouveau. What's we call it? What's it called? What's it? Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
Yeah. So what the heck, man? So like I'm seeing these games. Wukong. Actually, I don't know if Wukong is. I'm not sure. I didn't hear.
I just assumed if you stole Black Myth Wukong, the Chinese government came and assassinated you.
So I just think, yeah, man. I just think, yeah. Like I'm just saying that the good games that are good. Like I'm not seeing a good game that's like people really like and then say, man, they're not getting a lot of sales, and you can associate that with, oh, it's piracy. I just feel like people are buying them.
Yeah.
People buy good games.
People buy good like games, and especially if they're accessible, and
yeah.
And I would argue probably some decent sales, Yeah, I mean it's interesting to see like how because that's always been the argument against piracy, right? Or against these kind of programs is like, or rather, I don't know, against piracy. I don't know how to word it, but basically, you can't account for who would have bought a game or would not have bought a game just because you have de nouveau installed, or if you don't have it installed. It just because you released the game without it, it doesn't necessarily mean that you lost 1 million sales to people that were pirating it, and vice versa. Just because you launched with it doesn't mean that people boycotted it or they, didn't buy it because it did whatever, or, it just.
But it's really like the performance thing. Like some people say they might like with the PC guys really, because the piracy is hard. It's harder on consoles. Yeah. So like that's not a huge deal. The PC is where you rely stuff. You pay money for. PC is very costly, So anything that you do to limit a person or anything to have their performance hampered,
Yeah.
they have the right to be pissed.
Absolutely.
Because it's like, yo, I spend money on this. I shouldn't. Right? It's like, what? Because you're hurting me. Like with this, like you're
Your
hurting
nonsense
me.
shouldn't cost my system resources.
No. And then now that I've seen these examples of these games selling that have no anti-piracy with it, that people can easily steal, but they still people are still buying it. And so whatever, like I don't get it. It's like why are you doing this? Grand Theft Auto doesn't have the new vote. I mean, they have their own thing, but I've seen I've seen videos of people how to get it. Didn't hurt that game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Plus it's online. Plus it's the online that help that really gets it too. But it's, dude, these games, yeah, it's like you don't need to. It's proven that you don't need to do that. Like, okay, if you do a high top piracy and it doesn't affect the game, as they say, then fine. Then, yeah, you have every right to do that. That's cool. But, like, man, I don't see it. Because, yeah, I was looking at the sales. I was just looking at sales of the year because we get it in the year sales. And I was like, wow, a lot of these games sold well. And they don't have that anti-piracy with them. So I guess they would have sold $1 billion, Daniel. They would have sold $1 billion if they had anti-piracy, Daniel. That's what that means.
Yeah.
They would be bigger than Grand Theft Auto if they would have had anti-piracy.
If only. Skull and Bones. They should have launched with some de novo. Even though it probably did.
Yeah. It probably did. Yeah, that probably did. And plus it's online. So.
Yeah, piracy is a weird thing, because we're also seeing like Nintendo cracking down a lot more recently on basically everybody than they have over these past several years that the Switch has existed, and these scenes have been alive.
They're just very protective, and it's like.
But that's the thing; they haven't been up until now, so it very much feels like it's kind of a countermeasure to the Switch 2 stuff or something.
But. Yeah, it must be, and I guess it's more. I think it's more fear I think at the end of the day, you're still gonna make some money, man.
Oh,
like I just don't think it's killing. Like the people who are doing the stuff with the Switch, with like the Steam Deck and stuff.
Oh, it's so fringe.
That is like a small population compared to what your sales are. Because I've seen this. How much sales of the Switch there is and people still buying games. Like, come on, man. It's like think
of how many more sales I could have had.
Yeah. Because most people don't listen.
Daniel would have bought 3 copies of Metroid Dread instead of 2 if he hadn't also downloaded the ROM.
If it's easy for me to say that, hey, it's not that hard to do. But if I just go ask like an average person or something, like just to spend time just to do it, they'd be like, I don't feel like going through that.
Mm-hmm.
This is still the game. Like, I'm not that desperate to. Like, it's like, I ain't that desperate to. And then because you still got to keep up with things you might have to do. Like, especially if you have a kid, you got to go. If they don't know how to do it, then you have to keep going and get the game and seeing the right one.
Otherwise they're getting me all sorts of viruses.
Yeah, exactly. It's not easy access. Like the people who are doing it, they're a small percentage. Maybe you lost some sales, yeah, but it's so minimum. It's probably like it's so minimum that it's not even. I just wonder, did you save more time just not going after it at all? Did you save more money? You know what I mean? Yeah. But I mean, I get that. Yeah, people might say like, "Oh, but you have to go after that stuff." I mean, do you have to? I mean, that's the thing. Do you have to? I mean, it looks right. Maybe some of your
I always hear that you have to protect your things, otherwise then it becomes a point where people can just do whatever with your properties.
Yeah,
and obviously don't want that.
There's a way. Yeah, there's a way and stuff like that. But thing is It's just that because I'll be honest with you. Like, is it wrong? Yeah. Though, I mean, that stuff look cool. I just wish I did it better. That's the thing. I just wish I did better with y'all games. That's really what it is. Now I ain't gonna say like, oh, they should be able to run like with ray tracing and lighting, like this guy, like they went extreme with it. No, I just want minimum, really. Like, cause y'all have it where y'all not running. Y'all told me this thing was basically as powerful as what the 360 and the PS3 were, and your Wii U, but these games ain't coming out looking like that. And yeah. I'm feeling like that Pokemon game should not have run like that. Like, damn, I say, if you're going, especially if you're gonna look like the way it looked, it should run great. Yeah. It should run smooth, and that's ridiculous. I was like, why couldn't it run smooth like Mario Odyssey? Why did Mario Odyssey look better than that game? It ran better. Like what did y'all do in that game? I mean, I know you had the same developer, but still, you're part of the same company.
Yeah, well, sort of. But well, yeah, no, I mean, they can share resources in a way. They can share knowledge.
Yeah.
They've got their name on the product still. If I'm Nintendo, I don't want you releasing doo-doo just because you're the Pokemon company and not Nintendo. It's still got my name on it.
And like, because you should have seen, like, wait a minute, man, like, why? I mean, it's probably some underhanded stuff saying like, oh, we got this more, but I don't care. Like, as a consumer, I'm like, dude, this game is this many years old and looks better than this game. Like, it just looks better. It's not even just running better; it looks better. What? Like, even so, I'm just saying, like, what? Your game doesn't look better and it runs worse. But what is that? That doesn't even make sense for me.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I guess we can close the shop, and I guess next week we can. I kind of do want to go. Well, when is the Keeleys?
The Keeleys, I think we have another week before.
Oh, then we might if we do a show, we might can talk about that.
Yeah,
getting a little more detail on it. That one, before I could complain and be angry.
Oh, don't worry, Dominic. There'll be plenty of time to complain and be angry once he's actually announced the winners of the awards, too.
You know, like people want to say like they want this. I mean, I want it to like to be the Oscars of the gaming awards, because I would say GDC and stuff, but nobody pays attention to that really.
Yeah,
just
so
us.
That stuff is more like the foreign press, award winners for movies or whatever.
Yeah,
it's obviously not the Oscars.
But thing is, when you have a category like most anticipated games, that's where it takes away. It's like those things don't get awards.
They don't have best anticipated movie. Yeah, I mean at that point we're just the MTV Music Awards, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what it turns to, and that's fine. Be the MTV Music Awards, but then I need another World Game Awards that's like for the public, because most anticipated game is like, come on, man. Was Death Stranding 2? I didn't realize the subtitle was On the Beach. Ghosts of Yotai, Grand Theft Auto 6, Metro 4 Prime Beyond,
which should be the obvious winner, right? I mean, if Death Stranding went, Grand Theft Auto.
Oh. Monster Hunter Wilds? So that's not. But I mean, all those games are anticipated.
Sure.
But yes. I can say what's the least one. Actually, no, I can't. I was going to say Ghost of Yotai, but
that's what I would have said.
Yeah. I mean, Metro Prime 4, some people probably would say that. They probably want Ghost of Yotai more.
Oh, yeah. Metro Prime 4, if that's on there. Yeah.
But for me, I want Metro Prime 4 more than that, and I didn't even play Metro Prime 3. Well, technically, Daniel, it'll be Monster Hunter Wilds for me. At least the least. Is to be be real, but I understand why Monster Hunter Wilds is up there.
It's a popular thing.
Yeah, actually, it'd probably be Death Stranding 2. I probably want Monster Hunter Wilds more than that. But yeah, the obvious choice is Grand Theft Auto 6. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about what, over 10 years from 5. Over 10 years from 5, because 5 came out in 2013. It was 10 years old last year.
Yeah. It's just crazy to think about.
Yeah. All right, so what's the new releases, man?
All right, new releases this week, Dominic. We got Backyard Soccer.
98? Wow, they are late.
Yes, that's out on PC. That is, they just re-released Backyard Baseball. They're doing the same thing with Backyard Soccer. It's the same kids, same series. It's kind of a
so are they doing that with
soccer game.
But going to do that with football and basketball too?
You would hope so. I'm sure.
Like Backyard Baseball was like the first one I ever seen.
Oh yeah, Backyard Baseball was the biggest one.
Well, yeah, okay, so that was the first one of the Backyards.
I believe so.
And it's Backyard Wrestling, Daniel.
Yes, only the one with the Insane Cloud Posse.
Yeah, the Backyard Wrestling. They had the guy in the wheelchair, Daniel, in that one.
Not the
That's
kid
how
in
he got in
the
the
wheelchair.
wheelchair.
Oh, that makes so much more sense now, Dominic. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I remember football being pretty big though too. The backyard football games.
Yeah, the only ones I played baseball and that's it. Yeah, I don't think I ever played any other one. I'm looking at Backyard Soccer. Wow, that is old. Even what year did I play baseball? It was in the 2000s. Okay, so that's why it looks better. Okay, yeah, Damn, I didn't even realize Backyard Soccer came out. Wait a minute, is this just? Was there never a Backyard Soccer 98 and they just made one?
Well, I don't think it wasn't necessarily called 98, but there was a Backyard Soccer game that previously came out in the 90s.
Oh, it did come out. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, darn, I thought I was playing the first ones because I played that when I was in 10th grade. And yeah, so that was 10th grade was 2001-ish year. Mm-hmm. And the one I played probably was maybe in 2002 year, probably, I think. And maybe I played it, and maybe it came out in 2001 or something. I don't know. But yeah, the graphics were definitely better than this.
Yeah. All right, Dominic. Then the other game we have this week is Nine Souls. I had mentioned that earlier in the podcast. I don't know.
Is that like a retro look I was looking at? Because now I'm looking, it looks better when I'm going
looking
further
at a different
in.
Shot.
Yeah. When they go for that shot, it's really cartoony.
Oh no, there's like if you watch the trailer of it at the end, there's like key art for it, and it looks like incredibly high def. It's not that.
Oh, okay.
That's just like an image for the Steam stuff. It all looks pretty solidly retro. Pretty muddy.
This is for kids, right? Or this is for people who played it back then.
This is probably more for nostalgia than anything.
Oh, okay.
If I had to guess, I'm sure
there's Willie on the soccer field. Look at him go.
I'm sure there might be some kids that enjoy this kind of stuff, and this is kind of stuff that like here, try this out. But I think mostly it's for somebody that's of age that is looking back on it nostalgically and like, oh man, I love this.
No, and the guy in the wheelchair probably dead now.
Oh no. Because of his disease or just like...
Oh, I mean...
He wouldn't be that old.
It's like, no. I have no idea what kind of disease he got.
He might just be paralyzed, Dominic. We don't know. You got to dive deeper in here, Dominic. Get the facts before you disparage this poor man. He's not dead.
The melon heads. That's it.
The melon heads. I don't think you can say that anymore.
No, that was the team's name.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't think you can change that name like we did the Washington team, I think.
Yeah, or the Guardians, like the Indians. All right. So what? All
right. Yeah, Nine Souls is the only other game really worth talking about that came out this week. Mentioned that earlier in the podcast. That's out now on the Switch and PS4,
some game
PS5.
I seen on Steam came out.
I was gonna say you gotta find more from the Dick games or whatever. Yeah,
Darn,
so that's out on everything else.
On Steam,
now.
all I see is
sales
right now.
I was gonna say, yeah. You just look at the Steam top charts nowadays. It's basically the same thing as Dick games, Dominic.
Yeah.
There's some wild stuff on there if you do not have like any sort of adult filter or, child filtering on.
What is the new games on the Dick Gang site? I haven't been on Dick Gang site in a while. Bobby's Night Shift Part 1.
Oh, man. Is that like Five Nights at Freddy's but dicks?
Boobagatton. Wow, these are some big ass boobies.
Oh, well, it is the Boobagatton after all.
They are just like there's like these overly big boobs on these women. Just I don't know how you find that attractive.
Yeah, it's just back problems. Come on, what are we talking about here?
My Friend's Family. Oh, that sounds wholesome. All right. What the hell is this? Any escorts? Oh, they got any escorts up here now? Like, is this an advertisement or something?
Probably.
I'll check that out when we get off. All right. So, you guys end this.
several things getting off. All right, Dominic. Thank you guys as always for listening. You can check us out on Twitter. Dominic's at DStallworth5. I'm probably going to get his Blue Sky information for next week. I am at Regulus MB. The podcast is at Superpod, SUPAPOD. Superpod.com is the website. Has all of our previous podcasts, as well as links to all the places you can find us, including YouTube, where there's a video version of this podcast, as well as audio places like iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube Music, Amazon, Spotify, all those places. Until next time, guys, talk to you later.
All right, see ya.